Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mad Lads Live. And today we're doing a base building stream because I thought it'd be fun. And I'm the one that gets to decide these things. So here we are. Anyway, yeah. So we're doing a base building stream. Though, admittedly, I have literally no plan for what we're doing in terms of the base. Although that's worked out for me pretty well the last couple of times that I've done these base building streams. I do have a general idea. I want to do something I think in the border zone. I haven't done a border zone base in a while. um, yeah, I haven't done like a full on border zone base in a while. I think that that would be hella good, hella good. Actually, that spot over there might be promising. But before we can do anything, we need to go get some building materials. So I need to go down to the down to this bar here and grab some building materials. I need to build my initial small little shack, my tiny little shack, to get everything started. If you guys have any suggestions for the kind of base you guys want to see, or what you guys want to see me build, or where you want to see me build, do let me know now, because once we get started, that's that. But, oh shit, there's nothing here. Okay, never mind. We got to run up to Holy Nation territory real fast so I can grab some building materials. I gotta go grab me some building materials. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing something somewhere. Not quite sure. I think I want to do like a castle build again. The last couple ones that I've done, like base building videos that I've done, have not been castles. I tried to do some other stuff, but I recently got some new building techniques that we're gonna be using, hopefully in this one here, that I think could really spice things up a tiny bit. And I think me making a castle in that, like with those techniques, would be really cool. Using like the Deep Foundations mod, and all that stuff. One of my my channel members by the name of Ravine gave gave me the idea. All right, so to bar, where is the stuff? Something Holy Nation related. I mean, not necessarily Holy Nation. I'm just coming here to get the materials to start the build because we need to build our initial foundation. So we got to have our 5 building materials so we can build our establish our outpost, and then from there we can build using the shift F12 without issue of our base not being owned by us. Stuff. So all right, so now we got to figure out location. That's the key. That's what the people want. That's what the people want. They want location. Not up here. I thought maybe up here because from a distance it looked okay, but to be honest, up close it looks like shit. Not gonna do for what we're trying to do. My thought was maybe something in the border zone, but if anyone has any suggestions for a better idea, let me know. I haven't done a border zone base build in a while, so I thought maybe that would be interesting. But I'm open to alternatives. Location. But somewhere with some decent terrain variation is ultimately the goal. Excuse me. Yeah, somewhere with some decent terrain variation where I can build multiple levels without having to artificially alter the terrain too much using the build menu would be good. I'm fine with having to alter the terrain artificially, but I don't want to have to overdo it. I've built up here before. I built the hive base up here. Down over here. We're gonna peruse the border zone for a while and see what we can find here. And if there's nothing here that's really jumping out, then we'll go from there. But excuse me. I've been running around the Outlands doing bounties, lots of good base spots. The Outlands, that's over here, right? Where? Or am I thinking of the unwanted zone? I might be thinking of the unwanted zone. Although there is some good mountainous spots over this way. Maybe I should start... Maybe I should look over here. Prop open a save real quick over in this area and see what I can find. I don't usually go in here too much. This could be an interesting spot. A lot of good interesting areas down there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna Sekiro, shadows die thrice in the desert. Okay, we'll start over in the desert, grab stuff, and head down south. That's an idea. That's an idea. Stunning. All right, so quick run into have to grab materials. Gotta grab those building materials. Oh, lordy. How's everyone's day going? Anything with a view of stove is great, too. Indeed. I did a stove base recently. Well, sort of recently. I did my stove city build like a couple of months ago. I think it was like 2 months ago. Really proud of how that one turned out. Really proud of how that one turned out. Although I think going back, there's a couple things that I would definitely change, but you know. Yeah, I think we'll head over that way though and see what we can put together there. So let's head on up here to the general shop, or is there a mechanical shop nearby? Mechanical shop, that's what we want. Head on into the mechanical shop. Itch. Itchy arm. Right. 'Tis a glorious day indeed. Okay, I was on the road for half the day, and before that, I took the kids had doctor's appointments today, and then before after that, we took them to go get frozen yogurt. So it's been a day, been a long day, tiring day. I'm exhausted, wiped, positively wiped. I don't know if it'd be a great stream video, but the Gray Desert base would be cool. It's an unrepresented biome. I think the one issue that I have with the Gray Desert is, while I enjoy the biome's look, it's just relatively flat and there's not much variation in the terrain, which is going to require a lot more alteration on my end to make it visually appealing. I do agree that it is an underrepresented biome, though. It's incredibly tiny comparatively. I wish it was bigger. Like, honestly, I wish it was bigger, but what are you gonna do, you know? Here we'll make a pit stop at the Gray Desert and see if maybe there's something down there that we can do. Maybe I can work with something down there. We'll make a pit stop just for you, Logic, just for you. We'll make a pit stop just for you, my guy. Oh man, are you guys ready for Tengu's Vault tomorrow? It's gonna be a wild episode. Absolutely wild episode. Episode 5 of Tengu's Vault with Pato and myself over on the Tengu's Vault podcast channel. We're going to be talking about the Second Empire, which is crazy because the Second Empire is the area that we arguably have the most information on, as well as the most speculation on. So, won't be a big one. Won't be a real big one. So, hopefully we could get it all done within the hour and a half that we have allotted for the episodes. You know, we try to keep to that hour and a half schedule. We've been doing pretty good so far, but yeah, it's going to be a big one, especially considering all the recent lore revelations that we had, and you know, the massive theories that came out of the last episode. So it's going to be crazy. My gripe is the lack of nodes. Only one real spot for if you plan to make a base for mining. Indeed. Indeed. Well, we'll take a peek at it. It won't be the first time that I've made a base that was not necessarily like fantastic in terms of like mining and stuff like that. Really looking forward to the next Tengu's Vault. Always a good time. Hell yeah, tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live, Pato and myself. So, and then hopefully, you know, we're thinking we're trying to find someone that might we can use as have as a guest star within the next episode or two. Kind of the same way that we had Frankie pop on for episode 3. We're trying to find something very similar for within the next couple of episodes. So we got a couple of modders that may be interested, a few other content creators that may be interested as well. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, we are almost there. Down this way. We'll make a stop at the Gray Desert. Muffin or Shadan? So Muffin is... I think Muffin's busy during the time that we do the podcast. I think he's working. And I haven't had a chance to ask Shadan. I don't know if Shadan would do it. I don't know what Shadan's opinion on myself and Pato is. You know, there's some folks in the content creation fields that are not fans of mine for whatever reason. which is fine. But you know, like there, like for instance, I would love to like sit down and have like a chat on the pod with Atlas, but also I know you know, Atlas isn't doesn't really like me for whatever reason, so I don't think he would do it. You know, it's just, it's one of those things. So, but I, you know, I want to talk to Shadan eventually. I think it would be cool to have him on. But I don't know if he'd be down for it. But no shame in asking. So at some point, I'd like to ask him. I just haven't gotten around to it. What about Paul Rogers? He does biome-based videos. He settles in a lot of different spots. Ooh, Paul would be a good one. Paul would be a good one. Paul Rogers is one of the only people that I know of that has done something similar to mine in the sense of like doing base related content. You know, I do base building videos, and I've been trying to get other content creators to also do them because I think it's a cool niche. It's an untapped market in terms of content creation. Like it's an untapped market. The only person that's really doing them is me in terms of like actually building bases. But I haven't seen really anybody else doing it. Despite my consistent recommendations to tap the market, guys, I'm okay with it. Please like jump in. But Paul Rogers is the only one that's ever done anything kind of close. So, oh man. All right, we're going to head down here towards the moon call. There's some really good stuff in this area that we can potentially work with, and the landscape isn't so enraging, like rage-inducing. That's going to be hard to use. Good variation with some decent incline. Saw some stunning base building on Reddit lately. People are getting crazy. Yeah, so you know what it is. Not all of it, of course. I'm not gonna toot my own horn and take credit for it all. That's not what it is. But the only reason I know that some of them are from people watching my base building videos and figuring out how to use the Shift F12 and how to do those micro movements and all that stuff is because they'll comment it in the comment section when people are like, "How did you get the building so close together? How did you do this?" They'll link my stuff in the comment section, or they'll be like, "Hey, you know, I watched here in his head. He taught me how to use the Shift F12," and that's such a cool feeling. It's been really freaking cool seeing that. I'm glad people are getting use out of it. I'm glad people are, yeah, I'm glad people are getting use out of it. Really cool. That's always been the goal, you know, is to do something that people could find some use out of. Let's head over this way. So this is Black Scratch over here, right? Right there, that's Black Scratch. So we're not gonna quite go over to Black Scratch, but we are gonna go kind of in the adjacent area. There's a lot of potential in this spot, like in this zone here. A lot of potential here. Cool looking structures, man. Yeah, really cool looking structures. Anyway, base building is definitely one of the best parts of the game from what I've seen so far. It's one of my favorite parts. Like the lore and the base building are easily my favorite parts of Kenshi. I enjoy the other stuff too, but like the lore and base building are easily my favorite parts. I don't want to be too close to Black Scratch. It'll be kind of redundant. I also just generally don't like building too close to other cities and stuff, so I'm trying to find a good spot that is in this general area, but not too close to Black Scratch, because that's not the vibe we're going for. There's this lake here. We could do something lake adjacent, but there's not much in the way of terrain variation. Oh, maybe over here. Maybe over here, over by Stove's Garden, but towards the back end here. Yes, yes. All right, let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can find. These barges, man. Leave me alone. Joke's on you bastards, I'm faster than you. Oh, okay. The pinnacle of Kenshi is obviously farming green fruits. Ah, dude, Logic, you're right. You nailed it. Ah, silly me. How could I forget? Obviously, top tier quality content would be the 8-hour farming simulator. That's what everyone wants to see. They want to see me on stream. I'm not even gonna be in the chair. I'll turn my camera off and just have you guys watch hivers mining farms and farming for hours. Red, how are you? My God, I've missed you, my friend. What are we building today? Not quite sure yet. Thinking more, of like a castle build, but I want to do a bit more of a bigger castle, I think, than I usually do, or more like grandiose. Really trying to push the lines here. Storm, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, really trying to push the envelope in terms of what we can do with the build menu, as I always do. I always try to make every base a bit more intense, a bit more crazy and unique than the last. So let's see what we can get done. Interesting. Decent variation here. This could be an interesting spot. Do some fun stuff with this. Okay, how do you get down from here? Do you have to go around? It's gonna make you go around. So I wonder... So this spot is pretty isolated. It looks like they have to come in through here. And that could actually bode pretty well in terms of defense and capability. This is not a bad looking spot. What's the prospecting look like? Decent materials pretty much all around too. Honestly, kind of a win. Kind of a win. Okay, let's formulate a plan now, because I want to do like a multi-layered base. I was thinking kind of something maybe Japanese inspired in terms of how they set up their castles, but not quite like a one-for-one copy of like a Japanese base. Like I'm not using the Japanese building mods or anything like that, but just like the general style of that multi-layered style castle. This area is pretty cool. This ravine provides an interesting opportunity to where you could actually have several sections gated off. Like we could wall off several sections, I mean, and have one entryway coming through the ravine. That would be really cool. And then back here is also accessible. We could have the main portion of the fortress up here, up against the wall here. So there could be some interesting things we could do with that. We could terraform this section here with walls to make a multi-tiered area. And then have that section actually branch up into here. Up onto here, and then we could, yeah, okay, all right. I'm starting to put together a plan. I'm putting together a plan. All right, so we're gonna drop our small shack down, and we're gonna get started. Japan's did moats, right? Sometimes they did, yeah. Sometimes they did. All right, so once this outpost is down, I'm gonna save it. Save. Base stream. Okay, and we are off to the races. Oh, right. All right, and we're off. Let me actually turn off my UI mask, too. There we go. All right, so first thing we need to do, I think, is terraform the area to our liking. Usually, my go-to strategy with this kind of stuff is to... like, my usual go-to strategy for this is to build the gates first, and then build outward. I mean, build the main building first, and then build outward, or build the gates first. I think I'm going to work with the gates first here. I want to block off the sections that are going to be, obviously blocked off. All right, so we're going to do defensive gate, and the main defensive gate's got to be a large one. Got to be a large one. Only thing that makes sense. Straighten these things out. Ways outward. That's outward. Okay, so we're going to do our main gate right here. We want to make sure that it is usable and accessible still. So right around here, we can alter this as we need to later on with the Shift F12. I just need to get placed. That should be fine, and then I'll manually adjust it. So that covers one entryway right there, which is cool. This is a good entryway. This is probably going to be the main entryway. And then we need to block off some of these sections here. And I'm going to have a few towers that are reachable internally, as well as walkways to get up through here. But I really want to block off a lot of these entranceways and a lot of the exits and all that stuff. So we're also going to change our town's center to right here. Oh shit. Getting this thing to be controlled is going to be a pain. We may have to place down multiple outposts or something. Not really sure on that. That's fine. That's fine. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. All right. So go down to the wall. Start with the walls. Defensive wall. I want 1 point of ingress. That like one way in. That's pretty much my thought behind this is that I want one way in. And I think we're gonna run primarily with wall 3s throughout most of the base. And you'll see why in just a minute. Where's defensive wall? There it is. All right, so we'll do defensive wall big, and we'll do wall 3s. The reason why I want to do wall 3s, is it wall 3s or is it 2s? It might be 2. Actually, you know what? We should do these walls because I can connect them with platforms easier. Yes. Hey, Ray, what's going on? I was just talking about you. Fun fact. Fun fact. I was just talking about you. I was explaining that I'm going to be using that little deep foundations technique that you patented, my friend, to build this here base that we're doing. Oh, stop it! Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. It's true. Stop it. I think we can, if we do this right, actually, I can connect these here, and I can use this as a bridge to get to and fro. Okay, all right. I'm kind of really flying by the seat of my pants on this build. This is not one that I usually do this way. I don't usually build this way. But I have a couple of really cool ideas that I want to kind of piece together as we're going. So usually I have a bit more of a plan in mind than I do with this particular build, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to put this wall here, and I'm going to use this bridge actually as a way to connect up here and the rest of the base. Which is going to be good. It's just going to be good. That looks like a dam, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's kind of got dam-like qualities. It's kind of got dam-like qualities. All right, we need to place down the gate here again. Walls. Maybe I should do the big gate. Maybe we should do the wall B gate. Seems to be my go-to. I just really like it. It's a good gate. A good gate. Small. It's got a good size. Got a good frame. Good look to it. Not a bad gate. Not a bad gate in the slightest. All right, so we'll place this down, and then I'll move it into location afterwards. Big deal. View down, global. Get to local. Switch the orientation. Rotate it up. That looks okay. A little too far. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna move it forward. And oh, maybe that's too far. Drop it down a little bit. Bring it back. And now that's not too terrible. Yeah. We just basically need this section blocked off. No big deal. It doesn't need to be crazy. Hope it doesn't flood. Flooding is bad for green fruit harvest. He's right. He's right, you know. He's right, you know. He's right, you know. All right, so now that we've got that, what are we gonna do for over here? I wanted to terraform this section off just a little bit, and I think the way that I'm gonna do it is, where's the deep foundation? What size foundations do we have? L house is probably the smarter way to go. They are bigger. Step houses, not step houses. Station houses are rounder, which does bode well in terms of setup. So we could do that. Interesting. Interesting. Yes. Oh, the watchtowers could be... We could do something fun with the watchtowers. I'm trying to think how we want to do this. Do set of stairs. All right, let's see what we can do with these buildings here. Let's go to the watchtowers real fast. Take the watchtower, and we're going to set up a watchtower right here. Let's get it lined up in such a way that is not annoying. All right, so one watchtower right there. And then we're going to do another watchtower. This is where it's going to get frustrating. Right here. Yeah, like right here. And then we do another watchtower. You know, I need to rotate you actually. And you may be wondering, why am I stacking watchtowers? And the answer may surprise you. I want to see if this is going to work the way that I want it to do. Raise you up. Probably going to have to raise you up more manually. All right, and then we need foundations. So we're going to do watchtower foundation on you, you, and you. And we're going to get rid of you, and you. So now we have these 3 foundations here that are marching their way up. And that's interesting. So that could work. Theoretically, that could work. That's not how we're going to do it, but it is theoretically possible that we could do it that way. We could do something with that, which is good. Good. So now we have a baseline idea. So the first thing I want to do is start getting some of the not terraforming, I guess it's kind of terraforming, but the retention walls up. And the retention walls are going to be super duper important. Wall B. I think one of the watchtowers was hovering for a moment. Probably. Up here. Oh, what is this? A Reaver camp. That's funny. That's funny. All right, so we've got this section here. I'm gonna take this wall. We're gonna go straight over this way, and I'll have to manually raise these up, I think. God, getting these walls set up is gonna be a pain in the ass. There we go. All right, so we'll take those and we'll manually move those down. We're probably gonna have to do this a couple of times where we manually move them into place. Not my favorite thing to do with the walls, but it's fine. Has to be done. Take these, bring them down. Are the Fog Boys homeless, or do they have invisible hive houses? I have yet to see a single Fog Boy domicile. And did the Southern Hive build their buildings, or did they appropriate them by force? The main building that the Southern Hive is in was appropriated. The rest of their buildings were built by them. As for where the Fogmen are at, they kind of just roam endlessly. I think the issue with the Fogmen is that we don't know for certain what they're like, how they're like, where they're coming from, and all that stuff, and what the deal with that is. So it's kind of hard to say. We have we have our theories about where they're coming from, but in order to effectively tell you anything, we'd have to know kind of like where they come from. And then I think we're going to end up doing another wall higher up there, but I'm going to need to use the foundations to make that work, which is fine. Under the ground, yeah, that's been kind of my theory, is that the like the incubator that they're using for reproduction is happening underground, which yeah, I've kind of long since wondered if maybe they're an underground hive. Deep beneath the soil, the secret caves, in the caves. If they are in fact a cave-dwelling hive. 'Cause, In which case, it makes all the more sense for Logic to rip on them for not wearing helmets, because everyone knows that when you're splunking, you should wear a helmet. Everyone knows that when you're splunking, you need to wear a helmet. Everybody knows that. Irresponsible. Truly, truly irresponsible. They're super hard to find. Gotta have a fog mask on. Indeed. Indeed. Excuse me. Fucking beat, man. This whole week's kicking my ass. All right, and then we're actually going to terraform out this whole section, make this whole section with buildings and stuff like that, make it habitable, make it usable. And then we're going to do the same over here. Big plans, big plans. Although these ones I think are going to be even higher. I also need to make it not so fucking jank. There we go. A little bit of a pitch ain't bad, but we don't want it to be too bad. So there we go. There we go. Evening here with the Mad Lads and Mad Lad adjacent people. Evening. What's going on? We are building a multi-tiered fortress in the pits. In the pits. And we're gonna see how that goes. Do I have another section of wall down here? Or do I gotta build another one? Probably have to build another one. Fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drop some L houses. It's L houses, L houses, L houses right here. I don't have a particular plan for this fortress slash city, all of that stuff. I'm just kind of winging it and seeing where the evening takes us. Could go anywhere. Could go anywhere. I'm gonna have to. There. That's good. All right. Thing. Right-ish. And then I'm going to build an artificial foundation where those go. I like to fill in the gaps here, but right now my main concern is getting this area filled in. Or actually, you know what? Maybe I should do... How's the station house look right here? Station house. Not a bad spot, to be honest with you. Not a bad spot. I'm just kidding, bro. There are cliffs that you can sort of go under. I really did conclude that they dwell in caves. We can't go in, but who knows? Yeah, that's been kind of... like I said, it's been kind of my consensus is that like if there is still an incubator they're using, it's probably in a cave, which would honestly explain why we can't find it in game, because like, oh no, it's in a cave somewhere, you know. And Kenshi, you can't go in caves in Kenshi because you know, the camera's not really designed for that. So it'd be funny. It's funny because it kind of blends the in-game reason and the out-of-game reason, you know, adds them in together. All right, station house. We'll give that foundation right there go, and we'll lock you in. So this should be fully accessible, which is good. Let me just make sure these rocks are movable. Okay. So now we're gonna drop bridges. We need ramps, walkway, pontoon bridge, big. Yes, yes, pontoon bridges. We love pontoon bridges here. Right, let's... Damn you. Alright, so this part is going to require a very delicate hand, of which I typically don't have, but that's okay. To position. There we go. Delicate work here, and we're gonna have to go through and do even more adjustments after the fact as well. But at the moment, we can do a lot of this stuff by hand, and then we can just eyeball it and then do it afterwards by hand. Oh, we do need one more. And that right there. Okay, so now that we have the foundation down, we're going to drop these down and get them all lined up. Alrighty, let's move you forward a little bit. Not too far forward. That's probably good. Love it. We're going to move you back a tiny bit. Just a teensy bit. And we're going to try and get all of these lined up with... lined up with the edge of the building, of the the wall itself, sorry. Right, same deal with you. Go over, and then we're going to get you lined up with the edge of the wall. Love it. That's what we love to see, although these need to get dropped down a tiny bit because they're over right now. A lot of eyeballing is going to be happening right now. There we go. And these aren't pitched at all, are they? Oh, they are a little pitched. That's fucking annoying. They got some oh no, the walls are rolled. That's frustrating. It's fine. I didn't realize they were, else I would have fixed that, but that's fine. There. Fantastic. Okay. All right, so we'll drop that in right there. Yeah, this needs to get rolled some more. It's definitely not where it should be. I gotta change the... There we go. There we go. All right. Better. Raise you up. And I think this wall just at a weird angle as well. Is it? Yeah, that's why it's rolled. How annoying. That should be much better, but now I have to drop the wall back down. The wall, the pontoon bridge, I mean. Roll. What the hell is going on? Why is it doing this? What is going on? Okay. And now we raise. There we go. There we go. Okay. Got the walkways in. We'll drop you down. This one may have to go somewhere else. We'll put this up in the air for now. Probably have to do something else with that one. Okay, so now we've got to figure out one. We got to fill in that space right now. You know, let's use it for that. Let's use it for that. Fill in that space right there. Fill in this space right here. This game is an OCD nightmare yet. No, it's definitely it's something. It's something. Makes me feel a type of way. Have I saved yet? No, I'm about to. As soon as I'm done with this wall placement, I'm going to. There we go. These up just a little bit. And a lot, because I still want the walkways to be accessible. Yeah, that should be fine. Should be fine. Cool, 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 cool. Buildings. Let's see what else we've got here. I like the idea of using another building type to bridge the gap right here, and that sounds like a good move. Can we maybe use like an L house to do it? L house, and we make the L house straighter. We don't actually need to use the actual building itself. What we're going to do is we're going to use the foundation for the L house to bridge the gaps. So the way we're going to do that is I'm going to... It's such a radical leap. I need to raise it up and have it save first, which is annoying. Here's what we're going to do. Raise you up to right about here, question mark. Like halfway, right? Seems like halfway between the two, maybe a little bit lower. Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then we're gonna push you in a bit. Maybe pull out. There we go. There we go. And let me see if I can place the foundation and connect it to that. L house foundation connects. Fantastic. And now we need to do town placement, save it, and go from there. So we're gonna drop the town placement. Click on that. Oh, actually, we don't need to save it. Good to know. We're going to dismantle the L house. We are going to save it. Oop, not new game. Save. Mom, he's cheating. It's not cheating. It's in the game. It's in the game. If you guys are trying to build a modded town, this is how you do it. If you guys are trying to do any of this stuff, this is the way. This is the way. This is the way that these things happen right here. This is the way. So, you know, that's the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is how the thing happens. This is how the thing happens. Everybody wants to eat their food, but no one wants to know how the sausage gets made. Unironically, when I first started doing this series and I was doing like base building videos and all that stuff, when I first started doing it, one of the biggest complaints I got was people would accuse me of encouraging people to cheat. Imagine being mad if people choose to cheat in a single. Firstly, it's not cheating, but you know, there's like ways that you can use this menu without cheating. Like the way that I do it when I'm on live stream series is I build the buildings legitimately, and I just use this menu to move them into place. But also, like, imagine thinking that you can tell people how to play a single-player game. That's just crazy. It's crazy. It's a single-player sandbox. You ain't hurt nobody. Fine. It's totally good. Totally good. It's totally good. Totally good. All right, we need ramps. We need ramps. Bridge ramp. Those are not what I meant. Imagine people talking shit about how people play a single player game sandbox RPG. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Wild stuff. Just bring all the building materials, put them in an incinerator to make it fair. Well, so what I'll do is I'll build the buildings like the buildings legitimately, and then I'll just move them into place using the Shift F12 menu, and it kind of eliminates that whole like, oh, he's cheating. So Margaret, he's committing a grievous crime, because like I'm at that point I'm not. I'm just building the stuff and then moving it to get away from build constraints, like the fact that you can't clip by buildings near each other, or like the region of which you can place buildings close to each other. The hitboxes for the buildings in the build menu is so far away that it's almost impossible to make like a really cool, unique base with purely vanilla building mechanics, because like it doesn't let you do it. It doesn't let you do it. It doesn't let you do it. It simply doesn't let you do it. Monocle noises. He's cheating, gents. Oh, I know. The audacity, the nerve, the gall, the audacity. Speaking of audacity, this video is sponsored by Audacity. It's not, but that'd be funny. That would be funny. Oh my god, fucking damnable bots. We got clankers in here, everybody. We got clankers in here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, not that one. Actually, we're going to do pontoon bridge. Oh boy, oh boy. Clanka, please. I may have to save and get that stuff worked out, which is fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. To the mines with them. I know. Damn clankers. The first empire collapsed for a lot less. I know the first empire, you know, the skeletons were complaining about all their friends being melted down. We're the ones with the real problems here. We got robots afoot sending ads in my stream. You know, I just my God, the audacity. Yeah, we're gonna save and then reload so I can add some more stuff in here. Alrighty. Actually, you know, this gap right here, we may be able to take advantage of this. There's a gap right here. We may be able to take advantage of that to build pathways and bridges and stuff to other areas. Okay. Load. Base strem. Wait for the game to load. Almost. 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 Come on, finish up. How could a toaster possibly understand the life of a human being? I know. I know. I know. You know, I've said it before. I just think people attribute too much humanity to the skeletons. I think they attribute way too much humanity to the skeletons. I get it, right? Like inherently, it's like how we see faces and things, right? Like inherently, you want to empathize. Human beings like to empathize. It's part of what we do, you know. But holy shit, man! I think that people attribute way too much humanity to the skeletons sometimes. It's crazy. And then I can put a ramp that connects to that. Boom, you can get up there. No big D. Labomski. Love it. All right, so that'll connect that. We're going to actually block off this section here with a wall. We're gonna build a wall. Okay, I'm gonna build a wall to Mordor. We're gonna build a big old fucking wall to Mordor. They're never gonna see it coming. No, they don't. No, they actually. You know what? I have a cooler idea. Wallby gate. I'm gonna raise this thing right up, right? And what we do... Can we do this? Is this a viable option? What I'm thinking about doing? Is the thing that I'm thinking about doing... No, probably not. Never mind. We're gonna build a wall. We're gonna separate Mordor with a wall. We gotta keep Sauron out. Gotta keep the orcs and Sauron out. Boom, just like that. We got a wall. We got a wall. The wall. You'll never see us fall. Right there. Right there. That's fine. Don't forget to save. That's true. That's true. I just saved and reloaded, so we should be okay for at least a minute. For at least a minute. We have somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute. Somewhere betwixt 30 seconds and a minute. What was he doing here? Oh, right, the pontoon bridges. We love the pontoon bridges. I'm the top viewer and I'm already here. That's right. That's right. Pontoon bridge. We love the good old pontoon bridge. Who doesn't love a pontoon or a bridge for pontoons? Well, that's gonna get old. Ugh, how annoying. I'm gonna have to like do work with this, manually adjust things. Ew, I don't want to. Fine, actually, it's actually totally fine. Totally fine. All right, so move these into position here. And we're gonna have to get used to some of the overlap with these, and that's okay. That's okay. We can live with that. I can live with it. You can live with it. We all can live with it, god damn it. Everyone start living with it right now. I hereby decree it. Can they walk from the cliff's edge onto one of those platforms if it's lined up? Yes. Yeah, if it's lined up, they can, which is ultimately the end goal here. I'm going to I have a plan for that. I'm gonna make stairs that go up here, and this is gonna be where the main keep is, right? I can't live with that. You're gonna. I told you that you're gonna. All right. I need L houses, I think. You're gonna do it. I have so many pontoon bridges, they're not even half my stuff. I know. I know. All right, so we're going to put the L house right here. You may be thinking to yourself, that's a dumb spot for an L house. And typically, under normal circumstances, you would be correct. Except I'm using it for interesting purposes. Interesting purposes. We're also going to put another L house, like right here, I think. Hold on. We're going to do that. How do we want to do this? How do you build things on top of each other? Is that a mod? If you're in the Shift F12 menu, you don't have to worry about building things on top of each other. You can just do it. You can just do it. Just do it and do it and do it. All right, so here is my thought with this. All right, so we're going to take you, raise you up just a tick. Then we're going to take you and we're going to raise you up a bit more than a tick. We're actually going to bring you over here, push you back a little bit. That raise you up even more of it. I may have to make another one actually. We'll find out. Actually, no. If I put it up here, we should be fine. Should be fine. Line these up like right. And maybe actually bring it out a little bit. And then this one, we're actually going to push back a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Twitch already banned the bot after I reported, so good. Ban the clankers. All right, so we're going to take these foundations now on these L houses, and we're going to slap them on right there, right? And so once the foundations are there, we're going to click on these buildings here. Well, first I got to place down the town so I can actually delete them. Outpost, Lebumski. Come on, you rat bastard. There we go. All right, so now you'll notice that the foundations are still here because I dropped those big foundations, but the outhouses are not. Right? And this is some quintessential stuff, my guy. Some quintessential stuff. So we're actually going to raise this up just a little bit more. What are we building today? We're building a multi-tiered city type deal inside of the pits. Multi-tiered fortress city in the pits. The pits. That's what they call it. They call it the pits. And right now we are working on getting that multi-tiered city up and running. All right, so then we're going to take some pontoon bridges because we love our pontoon bridges. Pontoon bridges are the best, okay? No one can convince me otherwise that pontoon bridges are not the best. They are, in fact, the best. They're so damn versatile. Look at all the things you can do with them. My God, my God. And I'm actually going to make a makeshift like ramp using this second pontoon bridge by just giving it a teensy bit of roll. Teensy bit of roll. And we're going to line it up with the edge there. And boom, just like that, we got a makeshift walkway. We got some rolls, so you can get up there. Fantastic. We have to place down more pontoon bridges because these are going to act as the walkways. Up on the the deep foundations. We're going to rotate these. I'm using Raiden's method of using the foundations as support structures. And honestly, I'm already starting to see like get a lot of potential ideas out of it. So huge win, huge win. Raiden's the real mad lad, the real Chad over here. Okay. I'm gonna need probably one or two of these. Drop one right too. Selecting it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but that should be fine. I should be able to get both of these lined up without an issue. And then we also need to put some more down here to further support the actual buildings themselves. And that should be fine. That should be fine. And now we manually adjust. We get things all lined up. We get them all moved into place. All right, so let's just adjust. Woo. And then at the end, though, I'm gonna have to go once this base is totally done. I'm gonna have to go through and get screenshots and all that stuff, all the good stuff. All right, so slide those in. We'll actually raise this up a little bit. We're gonna end up having to put a ramp or a stairway or something here to like connect these platforms with stairs or something. I think I'm gonna end up using more stairs. I'm not sure yet. They just tend to flow really well with things. Nice. Okay, so now we have our walkways and our platforms, and we should be able to get up there. I'm gonna build some stairways, which I think are actually in here. Stairs big. We don't need stairs big. We just need stairs. Yes, and I know the stairs work. I've used these in other builds before. Fantastic. How high do these stairs go? We're gonna need 2 sets of stairs. Should I rotate this and maybe go sideways with the stairs? Yeah, that could be cool. And then we have the stair kind of jut over there. Yeah. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Let's see how that looks when we do that. Jesus, stairs are huge. Well, it may actually behoove me to use the big stairs. Let's use the big stairs. Fuck it, let's use the big stairs. We're also going to save it. I said, by God, let's just use the big stairs. Make it easier to connect them. We actually don't have to do the second set of stairs, I don't think. I think this will be big enough. Plus, we're headed up to you know, like a big old fortress type deal. We don't need a, you know, that. We are going to need a second set of stairs, I think, for this one. Yeah, unless I lower these down just a teensy bit, which I suppose I could. I suppose that I could. Yeah. We could drop them down a little bit. And then just add a ramp up. Let's see. All right, so we drop the stairs in. Those look fire. All for it. Right, all right, all right. Rotate these in. Get them in position. Hell yeah, and these should be fully functional once they're in place. All right, let's scooch this forward a tiny bit. And also scooch it down a tiny bit. I think that's actually almost perfect. Deal. Scooch forward. Scooch down. Back. Good. And then this one, let's drop it down. Bring it forward. And that should be good. And then worst case, absolute worst case scenario, I actually add a second scaffolding ramp like here diagonally to kind of act as like a bridge to get up here. Very nice. Very, very nice. That is badass. This is a badass stairway. Looking really good. Looking really good. Now, let's add some buildings to kind of break up the flow here, right? Because we don't want it to just be an empty walkway. Oh, yeah, save it. Save it. You're totally right. Totally right. Listen, save often. A second beep hits the foundations. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let's drop some buildings. We need to kind of fill this space out a little bit. I'm not following my usual process for building, so I'm going to be kind of all over the place, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh shit, I hit the free cam button. I did not mean to hit the free cam button. Nice. Two buildings right over there. And then maybe we'll actually put not a stack house, maybe like a step house or a storm shack, I mean. Right, right here. Storm house right there. Not the big one, the normal one. Yes, yes. Right here. Kind of mix and match a little bit. Right there. That's cool. That's cool. Although I can already see somebody getting stuck in right there, so maybe we'll raise this up and back it up a little bit. I can already see someone getting stuck in that fucking corner there. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. All right, and maybe we drop another one over here somewhere, question mark. That may be pushing it too much. It may end up getting launched through the ceiling. If I drop it down, it shouldn't be too bad. This one may be pushing the envelope a bit. It may end up getting launched up through, but what is the building about today? I haven't come up with the story for it yet. But we're coming along. It's getting there. It's turning into quite the build. Quite the build. Quite the build. drop you down and push you back a little bit. This one may end up having to get removed. I have a feeling it might end up getting launched into the sun. Sometimes you do that when you place buildings like this. I'm actually going to skirt these stairs back a little bit to better line up with the ground. Yes, 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 yes. Just building for fun. Pretty much, pretty much. People who like terraces. That's who really like terraces. That's the lore. It's true. The lore is that these people really like terraces. They really like terraces. No, I haven't come up with a story for this one yet. Usually I have my whole story with it. I haven't done that yet. So far, at the moment I'm kind of just building for the sake of building. I haven't come up with anything yet. Usually, like if I go into it with an idea, then obviously I have that idea to start out. But if I don't have an idea when I start, it usually comes to me about halfway through. When I start looking at things like food sources and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll get some inspiration soon. But as of right now, I'm kind of just building for the sake of building, and that's okay. And now local. Now just a bit, and actually add a little bit of rotation to it. Nice. Nice. Hell yeah. Military fortress to fight the Reavers. Houses in the walls feel like dwarves. That's true, but I did already do a dwarven themed build, so I'm like, if I name this one dwarves too, people are they're gonna be on to me. They're gonna be on to me, everybody. They're gonna know that I do dwarven stuff. Now, military base to fight the Reavers is an interesting idea. Who would have made this base though? Because this is a sophisticated base, you know. So it does beg the question as to who would make this base if it was a base to fight the Reavers. Does beg the question. Rocks and stones, bro. We are what we are. It's true. The Dawi. We are the Dawi. Okay, so see how we're looking so far. Not fucking bad. I'm a level with you. This is fire. This is fire. Absolute fire. Just this like whole section of walkway it by itself is absolute fire. Absolutely fire. What can we shove into this walkway here? I think the longhouse would look good right here. Have it wrap the corner, I think. Put it into the walls, into the walls. A lot of buildings in the walls, you know. Maybe it is dwarven, who knows? Looking really good though. I'm actually super proud of this already. My God, this is looking really good. Really good. Yeah, just this walkway here is really fucking cool. Really freaking cool. Now we need to block off this walkway as well. Walls. The wall, my God, you'll never see me fall. Defensive wall big. We're gonna do a big ass wall right here, because naturally this is the castle wall, like the back side of the castle wall. We don't want to be invaded. This is not the goal. This is not the goal. Being invaded is not the goal. Is it in the border zone? No, we are actually way over here in like the pits slash Stove's garden area. So Manually move this into place. Adjustments. Yeah, the main goal here is just to seal it off, especially since this is the this is where the keep is going to be, so we don't want it to be you know, all messed up. Oh, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. My audience on Twitch is slowly growing. It's a process. I only started like a couple of weeks ago, so it takes a little while to gain a following on a new platform. The lore man himself, that is I. How you do? How you do? How you do? Much appreciated. Thank you. We may have to block over here as well. I followed you on YouTube. Oh, thank you. For over a year. Many thank yous. We're actually about to hit 16,000 on YouTube. We're very close. My goal is that I think by the end of next week, we'll hit 16,000 subs on YouTube. So that'll be pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. Quick question: is there a way to assign specific factions to buildings placed via the editor? Not via the editor. It's something that you can do in what is it? With the like in the FCS, but not in the editor. Not as far as I know, anyway. Not as far as I know, but in the FCS you can. If you like make a modded town, yeah, you can do it that way. Yet another pilgrimage flocking to the Kenshi man from his lore videos. Indeed, indeed. The journey was long, but the destination was glorious. Here we are. We started at the bottom. Now we're, you know, in the pits. now we're in the pits. Now we are in the pits. Okay, so I got to find something that will fill some of this other space, because like so far we've got this section here, which is just freaking perfect, absolute gorgeous. But now we need to fill in some of the other space. This is going to be the main keep. We're going to build something big up here, something real big. Probably something multifaceted like this, where we have that like walkway. Want something real big. But what that is yet, I'm not quite sure. I am not quite sure what that's going to be yet. But that's fine. I also want to fill in this back section here if I can. I think maybe a longhouse will be the best way for that. And then we raise it up. I'm going to have to manually raise it, aren't I? Yeah. So we drop that there. And then we manually pull these over. And I'm going to go through and test a lot of these buildings after the fact. Right now I'm just trying to get it here. Again, this is one of the few times where I come into this without like any plan, any idea what I'm doing. Nothing. I'm just building for the sake of building. Turned out so well. So far, so good. So far, so good. Good boys, Slopus. I know, behaving exactly the way that I asked you to. Not fucking bad. Not bad. Okay, so this is really cool. I'm all for this. This is really cool. Maybe we'll take this and we'll actually raise this wall up a teensy bit to kind of act as like a natural gradient. Mayhaps. And could connect the. No, I think I'm gonna leave that down. It does look a little funky. I could connect this one, but that seems kind of redundant. I'm just not 100% sold on this gap here, but I could probably fill that in without it. Sekiro single-handedly constructing yet another megastructure in the lands of Kenshi. I know, he's doing it with his mind. My guy's building outpost after outpost with nothing but his mind. He's a man of means. He's a man of means. He is in fact a man of means. What can we do? What can we do? I think more terraces are probably a good idea, but where do we want to put them? That's the question, because the main entryway is here. Right, the main entrance is here. And the reason why I'm not super focused on putting a ton of defenses, per se, is because the idea is that even if they run in here, they're going to have to, like, They're going to be getting mowed down from up here. There's going to be turrets up here on the keep. Like, it's going to be there. My face when he's a man of beans. That too. That too. You nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. He's a man of means. He's a man of beans. All right. Bridges, pontoon bridge. Naturally, we love the pontoon bridge. Basically a hard requirement at this point. Can't survive without it. Get this. We're gonna put it, move it into place manually, and then we're gonna put another one like in this vicinity, and we're gonna have that act as the ramp. Maybe use a bridge to connect the area. Give me just a moment because I think I know what you mean, and I think you may be onto something. I think you may be onto something. All right, so first things first, we need to get this lined up. So we're gonna move you out of the way. We're gonna get you lined up with the end here, and bring you over just a tick, just a tick. Drop you down so that way you're clipping into the floor. We love clipping into the floor. Woo! One of our favorite things to do. All right, in the air city. Yeah. It's this is very quickly becoming like an elevated an elevated city. Like nothing touches the ground, right? And that's kind of the vibe that I wanted to go for. Is that I'm thinking I want to go for is like nothing really touches the ground here. Not truly anyway, other than like the entryway. And then we move you up there. The drop, and there you go. All right, so now we have a ramp. The cool thing is with these pontoon bridges is even when you put them at an angle like this, they have these pillars that really act as like a natural support structure for it that look really cool. That look really, really good. Okay, yeah, shit is wild. Oof. Oof, 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 big oof. Big motherfucking oof. All right, how do we want to do this now? How doth we want to do this? Let's see what kind of bridges we got. Let's see how else we can connect things. Maybe we can use a fun bridge for something. There's the metal arch bridge. Nope, that's too big. There is the shield bridge. Maybe we can do something with the shield bridge. Right? The big old shield bridge. Not the big one, just the normal shield bridge. Maybe we can do some of this. Although in my experience, this is the kind of bridge where like you need to build the city basically with this as like the main point of the build. Like you have to build the city around this bridge, not the other. Hello, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a tick. You may be onto something here. Hold on. Ideas are formulating. What is this? You can do that foundation at this other side of the short end. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, I have an idea. Hold on. My brain is working. I think I've got a cool idea. We'll see how it goes, but okay. The gasps, sir. I know. There. Okay, so we're gonna get this lined up. We're going to rotate it just a wee. Lift this up here. The brain is braining. Please wait. RAM is currently being installed. Please, would you like to purchase WinRAR? Okay, so that's there. The bridge connects over there. I may have to manually move it, but that's totally fine. All right, we take this right here. We pop this over here. We're gonna have to connect another wall. That's totally fine. I'm totally good with that. I am good with that. So we connect it to this wall here. We're just... There we go. Please plug the holes in the ramp. They're going to give me a stomach ulcer. What are you talking about, the holes in the ramp? Like these? Like the holes there? Or are you talking, what are you talking about? Which ones? The gaps. What you talking about? Oh, you talking about these? These holes here? Maybe. We'll return to those. We'll return to those. Right now I've got big things afoot, and I'm working on the foot of big things. Okay, so we can actually drop another section here, I think. We'll use those watchtowers for taller support beams instead of the wall. Oh, you know what? That's an idea. Hold on. How high up do those things go? Can those go? That is an idea. That is a rather clever idea. That idea is quite clever. Boy, do I love suspended bridges in place. That already looks 10 times better. It's gonna be fucking cool. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really fucking cool. All right, we'll go building. We'll do a tower, and then I'll use foundations to make it work. That is an idea. We're cooking now, everybody. My God. I don't even need to use the deep foundation to make it bigger, too. Hell yeah. Shit, if anything, it's gonna be too low. That's fine. I'm good with it. Get a tower in there. Boom. Foundational. Sensational. That's what that is. Wall plus tower. Mayhaps. The bridge is functional. After that, that's the best thing you can use to access that place that you were not able to before. Indeed. Indeed. A lot of access here. Plus, it kind of adds more... it's got the same texture as the pontoon bridge, which we love that. We love a little bit of symmetry, okay? We love a little bit of symmetry. My brain is... it enjoys the symmetry. Although I do need to rotate it a little bit. So it's got a little bit of symmetry, which is cool. And in addition to that... All right. Torch that over. Fantastic. We love it. In addition to the symmetry, it also... yeah, it gives us access to areas that we couldn't necessarily access before, which is really fucking cool. The rock is clipping. So, yeah, so the rock clipping over here doesn't bother me as much. That doesn't really bother me. This one is going to bug me because I'm pretty sure this will allow them to just walk right off the edge over here, and that's not quite what I'm going for. My hope was that I was actually going to put a ramp right here that will allow them to do that. I want the nav mesh to function the way that I function, so trying to avoid that. Maybe right up here, question mark. On the pontoon bridge, but then we have this thing floating here. But that would allow me to basically create another section of buildings along here that could be supporting it. That is going to take a bit of work, but it could turn out very nicely, very, very nicely. Let's run with it. Let's roll with it. Let's run with it. I think it could be good. I think it could be real good. Really, really good. And we're also going to have to add something down here to support these. Probably another wall, to be honest with you, because I don't think we're going to be doing too much traveling down here. Walls. We'll do... Actually, you know what? Here's an idea. Let's do... What can we do? Do we have any ruined towers or anything? Maybe we can use one of those. Where are the ruins are in another section? It might be ruins. Ruined watchtower. No. Broken watchtower. Yes. Okay, all right, all right. And then this will still be accessible from the ground level, and it'll act as support for the actual building, which is will kind of cover up the jankiness of it all. Take that. Cover up some of the jank, you know. Boom, jank covered. Watchtower supporting the ramp. Love it. Love everything about it. Okay, so now here's what I'm thinking. We drop another section of wall right here, right? The stanky jank banked. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we drop another section of wall like right up through here in this way, and then we make again another section of tiered, uh, like another couple sections of tiers that we can build off of. Okay. All right, all right, all right. We're coming together. Let's save it. This is coming together really nicely. Actually, even better than I expected it to. I got a little nervous. I started building, and I was like, actually, this area is really kind of tough. And now that like I'm doing it, I'm seeing it all come together in my head. I'm like, oh wait, hold on. No, it's happening. It's happening. Um, okay. We need walls. We need walls. We need big walls, I think. Do we need big walls, or can we just use normal? We should probably use big walls. Big old walls. Love it. I'm just doing my new run in Kenshi, and I thought if the player is able to make a third empire, which major or minor faction would you keep and remove? Which faction would I keep and remove if there was a third empire? Um, that's tough. That's tough because the truth is that all of the factions of Kenshi are kind of not fucking great, you know? Like there is no good guys in Kenshi. There is no right and wrong are really subjective to all of them. You know, it's kind of hard to say. So like, who would I keep and who would I remove? That is a tough one. If you put the other end of the bridge onto a watchtower, then the bridge from the watchtower to the other side, so they can either cross or go back down. Maybe too tall. Just another idea I've used. I will. Yeah. So I've got a couple of ideas. Couple of ideas. Oh my god, this wall is gonna be really fucking annoying. I'm gonna have to place these down separate and then. Let's pull these up. Remove all factions besides Hungry Bandits. Even then, the Hungry Bandits aren't terrible in terms of like morals, but they are just a giant pain in my ass. That's for sure. Which faction would I remove? I'd probably I'd get rid of the Reavers. I can tell you that much. The Reavers are really bad. I'd probably remove the cannibals. Yeah, let's make this a narrow walkway. Let's really narrow down the space that can be walked on here. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I'd probably get rid of the cannibals. I think the cannibals are a very interesting group, but I don't think that their faction would have a place in a third empire. Like, I think if a third empire takes hold of Kenshi, which I've talked about in the past, I don't think a third empire is going to happen per se. I think it's going to be something completely different. But if a third empire were to take hold, I think that one of the first things they need to do is fucking absolutely obliterate the cannibals. Just take them down, put them down, hunt every last one of them. They've been a threat for way too long, 1,000+ years, way too fucking long, way too fucking long. Yeah, let's go right there. Let's go right there. That's good. Yeah, they've been a threat for a long, long time. Who are the Reavers? The Reavers are actually they're nearby. There's Reavers nearby where I am right now. The Reavers are a group of bandits, technically, that are being run by a Shek by the name of Valamon. And their entire philosophy is based around the idea of kidnapping you and torturing you until you're induced with Stockholm syndrome, and then you end up joining them and kidnapping and torturing people to build numbers. They're the ones that are based in the Ark over by Stobe's body. Yeah, those guys. And if my theory is to be believed, Valamon is a former member of the Shek's 100 Guardians. A lot of the insults and stuff that he uses during his brainwashing are very, very, very reminiscent to that of Shek ideology. The way that they speak, they call the nobles dogs. They refer to them as fat and lazy, and they would call people fat and lazy and weak. And they use a lot of the same vernacular that the Shek Kingdom does, which makes me believe that Valamon, the guy who's running the operation, is at least familiar and at one point was involved with Shek, in the Shek doctrine with the Shek Kingdom. I think after, and I have a whole video that explains this in much better detail than I'm going to right now. But basically, what happens is after Shagger loses to Asada, many of the Shek end up leaving the Shek Kingdom looking for honorable death in battle that they feel Asada is denying them. And I think that he was amongst one of those people, one of those Shagger traditionalists. So I think he was amongst those Shek, and he ended up, killing a noble hunter in the desert that was had some slaves. And there's a unique thing that happens when you kill noble hunters. They usually have slaves with them. And if you kill the noble hunter but don't injure any of the slaves, many of the slaves will actually follow you or even join you when you free them. And I think that he basically killed one of the noble hunters, and these slaves followed him and joined him, and he realized, like, oh, wait a minute, I can just like slaves will actually join my cause. They can join my fight, and I can take it to that. Like, I explain all this in much better detail in my origins of the Reaver video, but effectively speaking, Valmon is a more intelligent than the average Shek, like Bayan, but he also, unlike Ban, holds way more firmly to Shek traditionalism, or to Shek, like Krallian fundamentalism, and so he, transposes his intelligence as a way to brainwash people to fight the nobility and stuff, everything else. It's a whole thing. The whole thing. Again, I explain this in much better detail, in my video than I am right now. I mean, because you have to think about it from his perspective. He was told by Asada that if they were to go to war with the United Cities or the Holy Nation, if they were to continue their fighting, that they would die. The Shek Kingdom would die. The Shek would fall. And so then he kills this noble hunter, and spoilers, this grand death of the Shek doesn't occur. And it's kind of like a confirmation bias, where he's like, oh, look, I killed this noble. I'm not weak. Asada's weak, and even more so, he kills this noble hunter, and they join him, and he realizes, oh, not only is the world not ending, not only is the Shek Kingdom not falling, not only can we kill these creatures, but also I can raise an army to do it for me. Who needs Asada? Who needs the Shek Kingdom? I can do this myself. And I know that it was a noble hunter. The reason why we know it was a noble hunter was because his weapon is a Meito longsword, and the longsword is a weapon that is specifically used by nobles and the slave mongers, the slave lords, and noble hunters. So you have a noble hunter that carries the longsword, one of the only places you can get the longsword besides like the hivers, but one of the only places you can get it from there. So you have a noble who's carrying a longsword, that also has slaves that when you kill them, they'll join you, and they follow the same indoctrination tactics and they spout the same rhetoric as the Shek Kingdom does, but in a much more racially less racially insensitive but more violent way than the Shek do. It's all very interesting, very interesting. So yeah. All right, let's block this section off and make this area accessible. I think this is gonna be like a yeah. All right, it's all coming together. It's all coming together now. Let's build some pontoon bridges, people. Let's build some pontoon bridges. Drop some pontoons. This part is going to be really fucking annoying because there's going to be so many pontoon bridges we have to build. Does that building have an inside? Like Arc? What are you talking? Which building? Which one? These buildings here? They should. Typically, when you build in the terrain with a building like that, it just removes the terrain. The camera gets a bit wonky, but it does function. Where are you building? I am building right over by Stove, like by Stove's garden, between the unwanted zone pits and Stove's garden. Let's. Oh man, I got to figure out how I'm gonna arrange this. I was gonna go up high, but now I'm wondering if maybe I should go low instead. Mayhaps I should go a little bit lower instead. And actually, I may end up removing this big wall here and leaving this section open and having an undercroft. That would be really cool. Plus, then if there's ever a glitch or a bug where people fall through, they can still, get out. And then still connecting these with pontoon bridges, we would still be able to get from point A to point B when we're up on the walkway. And then we could actually hide some things underneath there. We're going to have to manually place these pontoon bridges. It's going to be kind of annoying. Fine. You can try to put a building under the bridge. That's true. That is true. So anyone who falls under will either teleport up or outside of the object. I've tested this. Good to know. Good to know. Some kind of market. True, or I could put some industrial stuff down there. Like this is where the mining and stuff happens down in there. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. One way or the other, we'll find a use for it. We'll find a way to make it work. Maybe in the roof of the tower you can access the bridge. Yeah, it's not going to work. The roofs of buildings are not accessible. Like you can't use you can't walk off the side of the roof of buildings. Yeah, it's been something I've tested many times. It's it can't be done. Cannot be done. Function or aesthetic? Both. Both. Are you ready? Look at this beast. This is both. This is function and aesthetic. All right, we're gonna drop this here. That's good. What's your biggest wish for Kenshi 2? That it comes out soon. That it comes out soon. People on Reddit seem to believe it could be done by tweaking the nav mesh and bugging the building. Maybe, but I haven't. I've never gotten it to work. If somebody else has gotten it to work, that'd be hella cool. I'd love to know how they did it so I could replicate it. But I myself can say confidently I've never gotten it to work. I'm gonna need to save here in a second. Lest we have a reap. It's funny that what is it? So I put out that short of me crashing out the other day, and now it's funny because everyone's like, save your game, save your game." This is really cool. God damn. This is really fucking cool. Really fucking cool. I'm super proud of this already, and we're not even done. I love how areas inaccessible can become accessible with a bridge or a wall connected to it. That's right. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Feels like the lower area should be the slums. Well, the problem is there's going to be some clipping that occurs under here that we're going to cover up a little bit, because there is going to be clipping that's going to be occurring under there with some buildings, because I'm going to be using certain foundations, and also foundations go usually below the ground, so I have to account for that. But it's going to be accessible in the event that someone falls through there or anything like that. So I think we're gonna do shit. I'm gonna have to manually put it down there. Concrete gate, maybe. Is that gonna be big enough to fit between the two of them? Maybe, but I can't place it there. I'm gonna have to place it right there and move it over. All right. So first things first, we got to make this 0 or close to 0. It's not perfect. It's not the end of the world. Same thing with ye old pitch. Go. Position local, and we'll station. Bad. Not bad. And then maybe we move this over a teensy bit. Cover our bases. Same with you. Move you over just a tick. Good. Now we have a gate that goes under there, and these pesky little things here don't look so bad. You can use the shack. I've done this. It works really well going under the other foundations. Interesting. Interesting. What's the biggest, weirdest city that you've built without the Shift F12? I built in what was it? My original Rise of the Dwarf series that I did that wasn't on stream that I did. I attempted to do a long while back. I think it was the first ever like series, like Let's Play series esque that I ever did. Unfortunately, the save file for it got corrupted, which is why I could never finish it. But that series, I built a pretty large city in the mountains, and I didn't really use Shift F12 at all for that. I did one time, and it was I placed a lagoon platform down to fill in an area where the ground was just super jagged and uneven. But that was years ago, back before I had like better, more aesthetically pleasing methods to do that. But yeah, that was probably the biggest city that I've built without Shift F12. All right, so I think an L, either not an L house. I think a long house or a station house might end up going right there. How do we feel about that? How does this fit? I think it fits pretty well, actually. Fit pretty damn well. You just got to get raised up and under there, which is doable. We can do that. Let's do that. Let's see how that works. How that looks. Raise you up. Bring you over. And it's actually a little small. It's actually a little friggin' small. Not as good as I expected. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's continue dropping some pontoon bridges and see what we can do from here. Pontoon bridge. Is the Let's Play still on YouTube? So the what is it? So the original Let's Play is still there. It is unfinished. I think I got like 6 episodes in. If you scroll back in my long form content, it's there. you'll be able to find it. As for the Dwarf series, that is also on YouTube. That one finished, but you're looking at, and this is not me exaggerating, you're looking at roughly 90 hours worth of watch time on that one. So gear up if you want to do that one. Worth it though. Worth it in my opinion, but you know. Was a great series. I really loved doing the Dwarf series. Yeah, probably one of my favorite. Probably my favorite Let's Play series that I've done, even above the Star Wars one that we just finished up. Was the Dwarf series? It was iconic. It was iconic. So we're just going to drop down a bunch of lagoon platforms and get this out of the way, and then we'll start arranging them as we see fit. All right. Not lagoon platforms, sorry, pontoon bridges. A lot of pontoon bridges. Shit. The walls have a slight incline on them, and because of that, I'm going to have to make a slight incline in every one of these pontoon bridges. Which is annoying. Not the end of the world, but it is fucking annoying. Stunning. Okay. Cool. Cool. Hey, later, could you check the Discord link server? Check if the Discord server link is working. I tried joining the server, but I couldn't. Oh, yeah, I'll get that sorted out right after the stream. That should be working just fine. I will double check it though, because who knows? It may be like a situation where the link expired and I didn't realize it, but it should be good forever. The one that's on the channel member side, it should be good to go all the time. But if not, I will get that sorted out and figure out what's up with that, because it's supposed to be good for, you know, ever. That particular link. But I'll get it sorted out. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so this is when the tedium sets in. Is it a build stream? What do you mean? Is it a build stream? This is a build stream. Yes. Yeah. Or are you talking about my dwarf series I was referring to a little while ago? I require clarification. All right. A little bit of pitch, a little bit of yaw, a little bit of pitch, a little bit of yaw. Good. No, the current stream. Yeah, this is a build stream. This is just me. Just building. Just building. It's what we do. It's what we do. We just build. I find that people have been enjoying the building streams just as much as the actual build videos, and it gives me more opportunities to sit and chat with you guys, which is the whole reason that I stream in the first place. So I've been trying to do just as many of them as I do just making normal build videos. Plus, in many ways, it's actually easier on my vocal cords to do building streams, because when I do build videos, I have to make the build itself, and then I take the clip, which is usually 2 to 3 hours long, and I speed it up to like 250%, right? And then I have to do commentary. But the problem is when you're doing a stream, there's moments of silence. It's okay because it's a 4-hour fucking stream. There's going to be moments where I can just focus. Whereas when I'm doing the audio and the commentary for when I'm doing the audio and the commentary for a build video, it's usually like 45, half an hour to an hour and a half, but I have to talk the entire time. There can't be gaps of silence or anything like that, because then it's silent, because I mute the clip when I'm doing it, so you don't hear in rapid pace all of the clicks, all the little Kenshi sounds, the wind whispering, me closing in, signing out, reloading, all that stuff. And as a byproduct of that, it's very quiet, and it gets very awkward if I don't have the space filled, right? And so it's I gotta fill this, gotta fill the space. I gotta fill the space up. But it gets very tiring on the vocal cords. I love how interactive your streams are. It's one of the best parts about them. I appreciate it. I try to be as interactive as possible. I try to answer as many questions as I can and talk to people as much as I can. Again, like, the whole reason I started streaming was because I wanted to interact with people more directly. I wanted to answer Kenshi questions. I wanted to, I wanted to talk about lore. I wanted to do all that stuff. Like, I wanted to interact with you guys more. The comment section's great and all, but it's not always my favorite place. The comment section is not always my favorite place. So I just wanted something that was a little bit more, I guess intimate's not the right word, but more intimate, So we can have this conversation, and people can watch it back and afterwards if they want to, and see what I'm doing in real time a little bit better. That's the other thing, is it's easier to kind of see what I'm doing and replicate it, I think, when I'm doing these build streams, because you're seeing it happen in real time, not sped up at 250%. So would it work better if you put a lagoon platform with those bridges? It may. The problem is the lagoon platform is really feckin' big. Like, I think a lot of people underestimate how big the lagoon platform is. Let's see. Let me show you this thing. I think a lot of times we think it's a bit smaller than it really is, but like, this thing is feckin' huge. It's absolutely massive. Absolutely massive, I think we tend to underestimate how big that thing is sometimes. I certainly do. Sometimes I'll like open it up and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put a lagoon platform here, and then it's like 6 times the size. I'm like, oh shit, never mind. I am not doing that. That is not what I'm doing. Is this a large gate? Oh, it is. It's a big one. It's a biggin. Need defensive wall big. Big Juan. There we go. All right, and then what we're gonna do with you is we're actually gonna rotate you over here. I was meaning the swamp, but oh, maybe. Hold on, I'll check that in a second, because that's a good idea, actually. That is a good idea. Maybe use the bottom to support it with a swamp platform, a swamp dome. Drop you right there. That's good. All right. My best Matthew McConaughey. I don't have anything else. I don't know. I have nothing else. Zero. We need to raise this wall up a teensy bit. No, it's good. Same with you. Raise you up just a tick. Good. This particular pontoon bridge is just a bit too low, I think. That one? Nope, that one's fine. Who is over here? You're right there. Pontoon bridge, here, right there. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to save and reload for that. Why do you show up in my YouTube shorts so much, sir? Probably because I post a YouTube short every Monday through Friday. I've been doing that for months. And in particular, my shorts usually were getting a couple hundred to a couple thousand views. But back in January, I posted one short talking about the geography of Kenshi and natural water erosion, and I challenged the longstanding theory that Kenshi is a dying, that Kenshi is dying, the ecosystem of Kenshi is dying, and that the air is, like the water is escaping in the atmosphere. I challenged that, and it got 850,000 views in like 2 weeks, 2 3 weeks. Well, it was about a month. I got 850,000 views in a month, popped right off. And as a result of that, my channel went from I hit 10K back in September. By the end of December, I was sitting at like 10.5, 11, and then between January and now, I've gained 6,000 subs, give or take, 6,000 subs. Like it's growth has happened rapidly as a result of that. But yeah. Um, yeah, so that would be why I show up in your YouTube shorts so much, because of that. Also, I do a lot of Kenshi content that most other people don't. A lot of people do like Let's Plays, challenge runs, stuff like that. I do lore content that is visually appealing, with more cinematography, more research. I try to, very similar to like Vati video with like From Software. I try to He's a big inspiration for me. I try to add some more production value to the lore discussions, not just like gameplay with me talking in the background or anything like that. And then I do build videos, which nobody else does, which also helps the algorithm. And then I recently started doing the Kenshi Coliseum, where I took same thing. There's other fight videos on YouTube, but a lot of them don't have like a lot of production value. Um, but I've been trying to add some more production, more cinematography and stuff into those as well. Speaking of which, when's the next Coliseum episode? Saturday. I've been uploading the Kenshi Coliseums on Saturdays. It's a kind of like a breakup because I don't do shorts on Saturdays and Sundays. So, and then I stream on Sundays. I don't stream Friday, Saturday, but you get a short on Friday. So then Saturday you get a Coliseum, Sunday you get another stream. So basically, by doing it that way, by dropping Kenshi Coliseums on Saturday, my lore videos usually drop either on Sunday or Monday. And then I stream Sunday through Thursday. You basically get some kind of content from me every day, whether it be a short, whether it be a video, whether it be a live stream. You guys get some kind of content from me every single day. And it's been like that for almost 4 months now. So, yeah. You guys get something from me pretty much every day. Very, very rarely do you guys go a day where you don't. This past Sunday, you guys didn't get anything from me, but that's because it was my kid's birthday, my children's 5th birthday. So I was doing their birthday party, and all that stuff, and I was pooped, and I just couldn't swing it. But typically, you guys get at least something from me, be it a short, a video, or a live stream every day. You are the Vati of Kenshi. Well, thank you very much. That means a lot to me, actually. Like I said, I have a huge respect for Vati. Um, so that means a lot, actually. Are the Coliseum matchups already decided for this week? Yeah, so this week, based on popular vote, I haven't decided next week's, but this week's Coliseum lineup has been decided already. Yeah, it's I'll let you guys know what it is. It's fine. We're doing Catlon and his Storm Thralls versus the Bugmaster and the Skin Spiders. We're gonna put we're gonna let the Bugmaster swing his shot at Catlon and his thralls. So Bugmaster and the Skin Spiders versus Catlon and the Storm Thralls. And then next week, I don't have one planned for next week yet. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. I'm gonna put up a poll, probably on my community tab to get vote for the next couple. But that's the one that people have been voting for recently. So. I almost said that to you on Reddit, but I felt my throat couldn't take it yet. Yeah, Yeah. Well, I sincerely appreciate it. Really, I do. I want to see the Dust Bandits versus the Hungry Bandits in the Coliseum. I if I do that, I'm gonna do a big one. It's gonna be a big number, which I want to get into some big ones. The smaller matchups are always fun, but I really like the whole like I want to do a couple where it's like 50v50. Like this next one with the skin spiders and the thralls is gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a real big one. Most boring battle possible. Well, so they would have the Dust King with them too. So I'd probably do like a challenge run, right? So it wouldn't be necessarily be like a versus. Because I want to run it like default attack slots. It should be pretty sure. I think that's what I'm running right now is the default attack slots. It should be. Yeah, it should be. I don't have increased attack slots on. I don't think. Not currently. No. The only thing that I have on for the Colosseums are um building mods that I use to build the Coliseum and animation mods for combat that don't like make it more difficult like that aren't overpowered. Like some animations are really overpowered. I don't use those ones. And you don't use Rikenshi either, so that's not adjustable. I do use Rikenshi, just not when I'm building and not when I'm recording, because right now Rikenshi doesn't have free cam, and I need free cam for both of those things. Uh, but when I'm playing, I use Rikenshi. Once Rikenshi has free cam, I'll switch over to and use that exclusively because I'd like to use it. It would be very helpful to use. But so anyway, my thought with the dust bandits versus the hungry bandits thing is rather than having one like I don't know like 50 dust bandits versus 50 hungry bandits, instead it'll be the dust king and like 20 dust bandits versus like 150 starving bandits or something like that, or like 200 starving bandits, and see how long they can survive the onslaught of hungry bandits. Because I want the Coliseum to not just be one-on-one matchups, or not just like normal matchups, but like I want it to feel like a Coliseum, right? Like I want it to be like, oh, you know, this is a special round. You know, it's a survival round. They're fighting beasts. I want Asada, Igor, and the Phoenix to team up against a Leviathan, or um, stuff like that, or have people fight. Like I want it to feel like a Coliseum where they have special events, and they sometimes I'll add buildings in for the sake of giving cover or stuff like that, or like we'll change the environment inside the arena sometimes. And I'm gonna end up changing the announcements in between episodes and stuff when I'm able to. The problem with the announcements is it fucking shreds my throat. Just the announcements that I did, like that I've been using as the baseline for it, just those couple of lines shredded my throat, because to do them, I have to lean all the way back like this, and I'm literally yelling in my best Wes Johnson impression to recreate the announcer from Oblivion, right? But I have to be back there yelling because I need to actually yell, because you could hear it when I'm saying the words that I'm actually yelling versus me like pretending to yell, right? It's really it fucking hurts, man. But I want to end up changing the dialogue for the announcements in between videos and stuff so they're more specific. But right now I'm just using like the same ones. Question: who the fuck runs the Coliseum, and how do they get the people they do? I run the Coliseum. My name is Hero. How you do? Or Dave, if you want. I'm down with either. And how do I get them to do what I want to do? I enforce my godly might upon them and make them do it. One could call it a form of slavery, but we aren't gonna. I'm not gonna be one to call it that. No, I don't know. I do wonder who would run the Coliseum and how they would convince these people. But I do think a Coliseum has a place in Kenshi. Like I think it's almost a shame that we don't have one of some kind of Coliseum or arena, because it really fits the Kenshi vibe. Really fits the Kenshi vibe. Isn't there a mod that adds an arena that you can fight in? If there is, I haven't seen it. But I can confirm there is a mod that adds an arena you can fight in, but that's only because it's the one that I made. I mean, honestly, it would work for the Shek too. You know, I posted the what if scenario about what if the Shek and the Holy Nation were allies, and in that video, like a big cornerstone for how that alliance would function, like a big part of it was an arena. Um, like it fits. It fits in the Holy Nation. It fits in the United Cities. It fits everywhere. Like an arena would really function pretty much everywhere. An arena would function pretty much everywhere in Kenshi. Every culture, every faction could use an arena, truly. So this looks like shit right now, this little section of platforms, and that's okay because some of this stuff's going to be covered up by buildings. So you're not going to see how pooey it really looks. How absolute shite it looks, but that's okay. That's totally okay. Warehouse. Then what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? The swamp dump. Swamp dumps for holding this up would work really well. The problem is that it wouldn't really fit the rest of the vibe. The rest of the vibe doesn't pass the vibe check. Armless hungry bandits versus legless hungry bandits. Well, the legless hungry bandits would probably win. Excuse me. Round swamp platform. Oh yeah, we could use this as a way to offset to like get off the bridge, but then we run into other issues, which is that it takes up pretty much the entire fucking thing. Storm house. Let's do the stack house. It's bigger. It's bigger. That's pretty cool. I had an idea of making a city in the grid with bridges connecting the islands. Watching this, that would be really good. That would be really cool. Being able to hop on top of the like the grid's island and stuff. That would be really fucking cool. Really fucking cool. Watchtower ain't gonna work. Z house. Oh shit! Have I ever used this? I don't think I have. What is this? I've never used this thing before. How does it look? Does it look good? What does it look like? I've never used this before. Why does it look that way? There's no roof. Is there like a roof for it? It doesn't even have a roof. What the fuck, man? It doesn't even have a roof. Are you supposed to like put the roof on? I'm so confused. Very weird. Very strange. Very strange. Very strange. All right, well, we're going to save that. Very strange. Yeah, I've never seen that building before. I didn't even know I had it. Didn't even know I had it. Good to know, though. Cool. Downside is it doesn't have a fucking roof. What are you supposed to do with that roof? Answer me that, comrade. What are you supposed to do without a roof? I have no idea. Good old slopeless. Get this stuff lined right up. And I may... We can move this in the position. If not, I'm going to use another method for it. Get all of the... That okay. Oh shit. Got some clipping. We got some clipping. A wee bit of clipping happening here. Well, that could easily be solved just by moving the walls back, I suppose. Just a tad. Just a tad. We have gaps with another pontoon bridge right there. What's going on, Vivia? What's going on? We're building something. Mega city of some kind. We're building something. We've got something going on. Things are happening. Things are happening. I don't know how I feel about this Y house. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it. I don't think I do. Let's see what else we can put here. Maybe we can just put not station houses, storm houses, and stack them over there. Them flat, get them up in the air. They should be up there. We can just put one underneath each of the things, and it should be fine. The longhouse. The problem with the longhouse is it actually doesn't bend at the right angle there, so it misses a bunch of them. Because I tried that first. But what we can do is we can probably put a longhouse on part of it. But then the other problem is that the longhouse is going to be facing the other direction in order to wrap it like that too. So that's another part of the issue. Um, uh, longhouse, L house, longhouse, right here. Right here. So yeah, it'll be facing the wrong direction, which isn't the end of the world. It's just going to make getting there a bit of a pain in the ass. The other problem is that I'm worried that the roof will screw with the nav mesh. That'll be a real issue. We can try it though. We might be able to do it. Sometimes, as long as it's far enough away, it shouldn't be that bad. I did see the swamp platform. I did give that a shot a little while ago. Like I took a look at it. I have other concerns with that. One, that it takes up a lot of space, which we want up here to be filled with like buildings and stuff. So the amount of space that it takes up is a bit of a concern. The other thing is that it doesn't fit the general vibe of a lot of the buildings. But I may be able to deal with that right here. Raises up a bit right there. Okay. Kind of connected on there. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the nav mesh at all. And then this one we bring back over here, slide this into place, and then lower it down right here. And let's. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Forward just a bit. Right there. Not bad. Boom, we got those covered. These are fixed, and then this one's on the ground, so that's totally. Okay. Not bad. Not half bad. Not half bad. Now we got to figure out how we're going to get the platform down. And someone just, what is it? Quilera Pro just said Outpost 3. So let's give that a look, because maybe the outpost could actually be used to help get the ramp, to help like balance the ramp out. Do go. Oh, so that's going to be, no, it's going to be some serious clipping occurring that is visible because of where it's located. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. And it's not going to be tall enough without floating, and the foundations don't cover it, so that's not going to work. All right, well, let's get this bridge taken care of first. Let's hit the bridge. We need pontoon bridges. We need a normal one though. All pontoon bridge. Boomski. Leboomski. And these are going to be really fucking annoying because we're going to have to place a bunch of them and then gradually, I think I'm going to like gradually rotate them and have them like come down to the platform. All right, let's see what we can put together with this. And then if we have to like adjust it, we can. All right, so this is going to be real messy, I'm sure. pitch. A little bit of pitch on that. Yeah. That's good. That's good. This up so it cuts right through. Fantastic. This is going to be really fucking annoying, actually. That's fine. Make sure we save. We don't want another Coliseum to happen. It's so funny. I dropped that short yesterday, and everybody that's come in, I swear to God, everybody that's come in has been like, save. You don't want to repeat. Save. Save. You don't want to repeat. Don't crash out. It's so funny. Ramp stairs to get on the walls wouldn't work. It might. The thing that I'm trying to figure out, because unlike over here, where all of the foundations are covered because we have this section blocked off, down here they're visible, right? They're visible through here. So we want to make sure that we're limiting the amount of clipping that's happening under here because it's going to affect like the visuals, right? It's going to drive me nuts. As it is, the clipping that is occurring down here right now, like this stuff, is already going to drive me insane, but I can get past that. And I may end up stacking up some fucking... Actually, if I stack up some... Hold on. Wait a minute. Idea. Hold on. I have an idea. Okay. Since I love making my life more difficult, let's do this. Let's get it done. We have a gate here, so we can get in and out. And since we have a gate there that we can get in and out, let's just say fuck it and drop some concrete walls over here and stack them up and just block it. And then we don't have to worry about things clipping through. And if a character ends up spawning incorrectly or clipping through for whatever reason, he can still get out. And then I don't have to look at it. That's the big thing, is that I don't have to fucking look at it. Because things like that will drive me nuts. I need to rotate you a teensy bit. Love it. And yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Pretty damn good to me. So now the characters can get in and out. No big deal. And now we can actually add some stuff in. The right one. Okay. All right. Okay. Try tier 2 ramps. They have clean foundations. Hold on. Here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to experiment with basically doing something similar that I did over here with the stairs and stuff. I'm going to create some foundation. I'm going to put some buildings down, raise them up. And, well, see, what foundations do we have that we can use? We have the Stormhouse foundations, which this could actually be super useful. We could have it drop onto here and then just have him walk off the side there. And we could just tier it down the same way that we did in the other ones. That actually may be the best case scenario. So let's drop some storm houses. I think that's the way to go. I think that is the way to go. Storm houses, where are you? Where are you? Storm house. There we go. We need the normal storm house, not the weathered storm house. Fantastic. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop you. We're going to get you as close as we can to here. Then we're going to raise you up. And then we're going to drop a foundation on you. Where's that come out? About right there. All right, so we're going to put you right there, and then we're going to drop the foundation down, and we're going to have to adjust. We're going to have to move some things around, which is fine. Put you back a little bit, no big deal. More Farmhouse, same thing. We're going to have to scooch you back a little bit. No big deal. This longhouse, little bit of a rotation just to get some of the clipping sorted out. You can imagine what I'm going to say. No big deal. Stunning. Absolutely stunning stuff. Okay, and then from you, we can actually scooch you over a teensy bit right here. And now let's drop a foundation, see how that looks. Foundation. Stormhouse. Not really any clipping. I fuck with it. Which mod did you use to get that Borderlands look? Oh, I mean, I don't. So, all right, let me clarify the Borderlands thing. So the Borderlands mod is the one that gives you that cell shaded look, and that would be the Kenshi 2 reshade. The reshade that I use is my reshade that I made for like for myself, and I also have it available for public use, which is the Mad Lads reshade. Also, Harvey, how you doing, guys? How you doing? How you doing, Harvey? Glad to see you pop back in. Good to see you, comrade. Oh, shit. Am I gonna... There we go. Okay. So we're gonna delete the storm house, and then we're gonna drop some pontoon bridges right here to act as a foundation. And we're gonna drop one or two more of these foundations down, and we should be able to get a walkway that leads out of here. Downside is this building is now no longer accessible. So we may have to come up with an alternative solution for this longhouse because it's no longer accessible because of how we're choosing to do this. But that is okay. We'll revisit that in just a minute. If you're interested in my reshade, by the way, it is available in the description. There should be a link to the mod on Nexus. It is the Mad Lads reshade preset. Super easy to install. I made it publicly available a while back for everyone because people kept asking for it. So, but in terms of like my games, like visual fidelity and stuff, I don't use anything other than my reshade and vanilla in-game settings. Like I don't have like texture mods or anything like that. It's all au natural, baby, au natural. Fantastic. Okay. All right, so we're there. I'm gonna end up dropping another bridge, probably that like a little ramp that drops right here. Yeah, so we can get up here, and then there's going to be the main castle that we're gonna build up here. We haven't even gotten to that part yet, but this is fucking insane. This is easily the biggest build that I've done in a long, long while, and definitely the most intricate that I've done in a while. Sweet Jesus, I think this almost eclipses the Lagoon platform base, the Leviathan base that I did a couple weeks ago on stream, a couple months ago. It almost eclipses it. Almost. Oh man, the Dwarven Fortress be like, yeah, this is actually way cooler than I think the Dwarven Fortress build that I did. I think this is even way cooler. I think I'm gonna move this gate. I think that it's too far away, to be honest with you. I think I'm gonna put it right here. I think I'm gonna put it right here. I think making this a little bit more closed off of a base, a little bit tighter of a base, is actually going to be to its betterment. And I'm going to actually do a reload here in a minute. Yeah, real good. Real good. Yeah, keep this nice and tight knit. Just a whole city. Just a whole fucking city. So cool. It's not that big yet for a mega city. That's true. That's true. I've seen some really big ones, but I'm trying to make it not just a mega, because a lot of times what I see when people do mega cities is they just place buildings down, right? Like it's a big city. It's huge, but it's just a lot of buildings. I want this to be like like complex and intricate with walkways and platforms and all that stuff, obviously, but I don't want it to just be a mega city for the sake of saying it's a mega city. I want it to be big and complex and interesting. Drop you right there. We're going to have to drop another platform right here, which is fine. Squin 2.0, indeed. Indeed. The piece de resistance here is going to be seeing how much of this is functional right off the bat and how much I have to tweak. Because I do expect to have to make some tweaks, some alterations. The question is, how much alterations am I going to have to make? Oh man. Okay, for sure they use gameplay. They use for gameplay. Usually, your buildings always have some context. Indeed, indeed. I try. I try. The entryway, because that's gonna be where the stairs pop off. Put it right there. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, let's bring this up. Right there, and then we're gonna drop the deep foundation. Storm house. Stunning. Stunning and brave. That's what that is. Stunning and brave. And lastly, we need to drop more pontoon bridges, but also the last set of stairs, and then we're good to go. Last set of stairs. Pull this out. We'll manually move that into position. Fantastic. All right, let's drop some pontoons, and then we should be good to go. Should be good to go. Pontoon. At this point, I think you guys know I'm a big fan of the pontoon bridges. I think at this point it's quite obvious that I'm down with the tune, down with the pontoon. But good to go. I think that is badass. There. I am back. How goes it? It goes. This is where we're at so far. This is where we're at so far. So progress is being made. Progress is being made. We're getting there. We are getting there. Are you using mods to make building easier? Not really. I'm using mods to add in new buildings, but that's pretty much it. Everything else is being done with just the Shift F12. So, all right, I think this is a good time to save and reload. I do expect a crash on this one, on this reload, so we'll see how that goes. And we're gonna see how much stuff gets fucked up when I reload, because it's been a little while since I've done a full reload. Wait for it. Nobody move. Nobody move. It's thinking. Nobody move. Nobody move. Just wait for it to load. Come on. Come on. Be a lad. Still loading. Okay. Okay, cool. 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 All right, let's see how much of this is functional. Can we get up here yet? Oh, nope, we can't get up here yet. This section is not walkable. There's a small gap where it's not walkable. So we do have to put a ramp there, which is, sad. That's a sad thing. See if we can get over here. Be able to get over here? We are not, because we blocked everything off. So currently Sekiro is stuck up there. We're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to fix that. Yeah, let's get that fixed. Sekiro is stuck. Can't have that. We gotta drop a pontoon bridge. Pontoon will fix everything. Probably just use a small one actually, or a normal size one. Drop two of them. Fantastic. We'll drop those. And then we'll have to reload again because I need to make sure that this is going to function the way we want it to. But that should should correct it. Where's the pitch on that? 788? No, sorry. The roll. Global 25 on the pitch. 25. Oh, nope, just 25. 20. Nice. That should correct that. That should correct that. We shall see. And then I also need to add one over here, too. It was Raiden that created the new meta, right? Yeah, it was. It was. Raiden did, in fact, create the new meta. Pontoon bridges are the new meta, and Raiden made it. Wasn't even me. Can't take credit for it. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. This absolute fucking unit over here did. It feels like this city was built with the idea of some sort of water retention, but it dried up. Yeah, so that I think that's a good point. That's a good point. The city feels like it was built as if it was during a time when the water was, maybe flooding was an issue, but now not so much, not so much flooding, not so much of a problem anymore. We'll do an incline on that. Drop you downtown. Fantastic. Sensational. There's even a boat on one of the edges. Indeed, right here, there's a barge right here. Water used to be a problem, and now it's not. And now it's not. All right, so we got to save and reload again because I need to get off of this section here so we can start to test some of this stuff. So we saved, and now we're going to reload. Maybe industrial pumps that would have pumped water, but are useless now. Indeed. It could have been a situation where the entirety of the surrounding area was filled with water here, but this city was kind of protected by dams and water pumps. Good. Good. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Solid. Absolutely solid stuff. Oof, man, you can tell that this load-in is causing... it's taking some work for it. It's making it work for it. Doing okay. All right, so head on up here. Fantastic. The bridge works. Head down here. So far, so good. Let's head into the buildings. Make sure those work. We can go inside. That needs to fucking go away. Those must have gotten jammed in there when I was messing with the walls. Oh, yeah, there they are. The ones that I told you that they were going to come shooting out of the ceiling. Haha, that's funny. Okay, inside of the building does work. Camera's a little wonky, but the inside of the building does work. Head up here. Inside the building, same thing. Camera's a little wonky. Building does work. Love to see it. Pop on over here. Everything is working so far. No issues. Up the stairs, up the ramp. Hell yeah, dude. Only having to fix ramp. I'm good with it. I am good with it. Hell yeah. Is it possible to use the prefab interiors on buildings after your town marker's already created? No. Not if it's set as your outpost. No, unfortunately. You can do it if it's set as somebody else's outpost, but not if it's yours. Okay, so that works. That's badass. Let's check the pontoon bridge. That's fucking annoying. We're gonna have to figure this out. This is gonna get shot up in the sky because it's too far over, which means we need to adjust that. Too far into the wall there, so we're gonna have to do this, and hopefully that fixes that issue. Hopefully that fixes it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over here, though, because that wall... Yeah, that wall is technically in the way in terms of collision, so not bad. Is it possible to use the prefab interior? Oh, no, I already read that one. It's a bit sad that you can't walk the stairs on the L house. Well, you can't walk the stairs... Walk up the stairs on the L house. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay, well this wall is going to cause a problem, so we're gonna we won't be able to go there. Fine. So far, so good. We can get down through here. Hell yeah. Okay, so I mean, for the most part, this is almost entirely navigable. Almost entirely navigable. And we can get under here if we needed to. Like if a character gets stuck, if if you were to load up the game and they were to you know, not be up here, if they were up here and then all of a sudden they spawn down here, we can open this up, have them walk right out, and then just close it up. Good to go. Good to go. No one's hurt. Nobody's hurt. Love to see it. Reminds me of Solitude from Skyrim in a way. Maybe. It kind of reminds me more of Markarth, to be honest with you. Yeah, it kind of gives me Markarth vibes. Yeah. Markarth vibe for days. The camera can't even see the clipping foundations. Brilliant. Yeah, it's working great. It's working great. It's working real good. Working real good. Working overtime. All right, so when I save and reload next, I'll be able to test this portion of the platform, but right now the collision box for this wall is in the way. Okay, so we got to finish outfitting the back of this area here. Obviously, you know what I'm going to do. Pontoon bridges. Love it. Okay, moving on. Moving on. We don't need to talk about it. More pontoons. Two should be enough. Maybe three. Yeah, you can probably do with three. Move those into place. Yeah, Raiden, I hope you're proud of yourself, my guy. You've basically created the new meta for extreme building. I hope you're proud of yourself for what you've done. You should be. You should be. It's badass. Why have you done this? Can I put a bounty out on your channel? $50 for someone who makes variants of the buildings with no roof access so they can fit into the mountains better. Indeed. Hand it off. You should make the Tower of Babel next build. Oh, damn. Maybe. Do some wild stuff, man. Wild stuff with this whole setup. You can do some wild stuff. Longhouse. That not look stupid. Work. That ain't gonna work. Do H9 Stone Saloon. Nope. Swamp House. Nope. Step House. Maybe. Stobe's make the Tower of Stobe. The Tower of Stobe. Maybe not the Step House. Maybe where's the Bug House at? Or the Bug House. Bug House. I think there's a variant of it too that has a side entrance. We love side entrances, which makes it easier for me to place it like right here. We love it. We love it. Pooch that over. Just an teensy bit. So how far up can we raise this? I don't like the idea of having that partially obscure, almost like a natural railing. Good. It's good. Scooch it in just a little bit more like that. It does clip a tiny bit, but that's okay. It'll work. And we can also use that to avoid clipping down here, which is good. Very good, very good, very good. Right there. Really interesting shit happening up here. Interesting things indeed. Now we need to figure out how we're going to deal with these support pillars not having anything holding them up. It's going to drive me nuts. Going to drive me absolutely insane. The fucking collision box thinks there's a wall there, which is really annoying because there's not a wall there. The collision box thinks there is, which is annoying. Okay, we may have to save and reload on that. Use a shack here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to save and reload. Actually, yeah. Shack works just fine. We can just use a shack, and they should be able to get through here, and I shouldn't have to save and reload for it. I'm gonna have to manually move it in place because the collision box thinks the fucking wall's there, but that's fine. But shack makes sense. You're right. You're totally right. You're totally right. Small shack. All right, let's straighten that out. Good. In there. Drop it down. If they're all not being supported, that's fine. I just need the vast majority of them to be supported. Some of them free floating isn't the end of the world. You see that even in the vanilla cities. Boom. There we go. Okay, so it's in pretty good shape. It's in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Okay. So we're making steady but solid progress. I do think this area here is a little empty. We need to fill the gap in right there a little bit with some more stuff. More stuff. We need to place some more shit down. Kenshi was updated. I did see it was updated. It still doesn't have free cam. When it has free cam, I'll participate. But until free cam happens, no such luck. No such luck. Okay. Whoa, too many things. Too big. Sorry, my wife texted me. Will you make a market? Maybe. Maybe. Not quite sure yet. I haven't quite decided like districts and stuff like that. This is meant to be less of like a city, I think, and more of like a keep. Like this is a fortress, a keep of some kind, you know? It's yeah. This is a fortified keep, a fortified location. A densely populated, fortified location. Safe, secure, protected. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And then up here is going to be the final keep. Who the hell? Damn skeleton bandits. I don't know how they got up here, but they're up there. There's a skeleton bandit up there doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. Absolute buffoonery. That's what that is. Buffoonery. L house. Maybe we can drop an L house up here. Oh, no, that takes up a lot of space. Long house to wrap the corner, maybe? Same deal, that takes up an awful lot of space. Maybe we'll just use shacks or step houses, or storm houses, I mean. Cliff Ninja, built on an old water dam. Indeed, the Cliff Ninja Keep. This is the village hidden in the clouds. For all the weebs out there. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm just trying to fill in some space right here because that spot looks a little empty. Raise these up a teens. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so we've got that. Now, stack house for the corner. Oh, maybe. Maybe actually, you know what? We could probably. Oh no, this is too tight of a gap. It'll close it off. Never mind that. That is gonna work. Yeah, let's see how the Statcast works for the corner. Maybe we do a bigger building in the corner. Some height variation will do us some good. I like variation in height on buildings. It gives depth, makes your cities feel bigger, grander, better. One of the issues that I have with one of the issues that I have with like base building in vanilla Kenshi is that oftentimes a lot of the buildings are the same height. And so no matter how like compact you make them or how tightly you make them, everything looks flat from a bird's eye view, and the city looks very flat and boring from a bird's eye view, and that always drives me up the wall. Because height variation is like a wildly integral part to making a city look like immersive and interesting and like cool to look at, right? Like variation in height does an awful lot. Whereas when you're looking at across the entirety of the cityscape and it's all just a flat landscape, maybe 1 or 2 stories, that's it. Like it looks boring. Even if it's tight, even if there's stuff going on, even if it's sectioned off really well and it's got like good symmetry or asymmetry, depending on what you're going for, and it's organized very well, it looks flat. And I hate that. I hate it. It doesn't look great. Now, if you do stuff like this where there's height variation, some buildings are taller, some are lower, some are high in the ground, some are low in the ground, some are, like just this variation in height, it gives everything so much more depth and it looks so much nicer. Like look at this. Look at that. So much nicer. So nice. So nice. So good. So nice. All right, so we have our walkways up here. I think it's time that we start working on the keep. I do like the keep. Have you thought about characters clipping under the bridge and being stuck behind the walls? Are you talking about these walls here? Because they're taken care of. As for here, no, I haven't, but I think we'll be okay. I think they'll be okay. Absolute worst case, we can do the same thing that we did here, where I'll punch out one of these walls here and replace it with concrete. So I think the roof of the stack house is accessible, and we're making a nice, good guard barracks. Indeed, I agree. Down here is going to be just the slummiest of slums. This is all where all the industry happens down here, probably down low. But let's get working on the keep. We need something good for the keep. Now we could always just go cheap and run with a citadel, but I think that would kind of cheapen the whole thing, right? I think we want to build something a little bit grander, a little bit nicer, a little bit more in depth, utilizing our newest techniques and whatnot. So let's do that. Something that really irritates me is this Z house looks really fucking cool, and as far as I can tell, the interior, there's no roofs. Why is there no roofs? I don't know why there's no roofs. Seems like a real waste to me, but that's fine. Yeah, no roofs on the Z house. Don't know why. All right, let's see how we're going to do this. First things first, I'm going to place down... probably because it was never fully implemented. Is that from Forgotten Buildings? Is that the whole point of it? Because I thought it was from another mod. Maybe it's from Forgotten Buildings. It wasn't finished. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad because it looks really fucking cool. It looks like a really fucking cool idea. Like, it looks really good. It looks really good. So that's unfortunate. I think the Z is vanilla. Yeah, so let's probably just unfinish then. Probably just unfinished then. How unfortunate. Oh, excuse me. You could probably roof it with pontoons. The concern is that the interior camera wouldn't work, I think, if I roofed it with pontoons. We can give it a shot, though. We could always give it a shot. But I think the interior camera wouldn't work if I roofed it with pontoons. The bottom area may be good for a market. Stalls on either side to generally shop, or a bar would be good for pathfinding too, I imagine. Indeed. Indeed. think I'm going to use the HQ, but I think I'm going to do... I think I'm going to utilize some of those fancy little techniques that we were showing off earlier with the deep foundations and the pontoons there to raise this thing up, make it up real high, make it real feckin' high. See what we can put together. Let's see what we can do. I should ask you to make a town or an outpost for my mod with how good you are and the fact that you've been able to make it work. Yeah, I do it. Listen, if that's what you want, I'll do it. I think that'd be fun as hell. Shoot me a message. We'll collaborate on it, put it together. I'd be more than happy to help. I'd be more than happy to help. I guess, yeah, one of the big things is that, like, when I a lot of times too, the biggest question that I always get with my large bases like this is like, oh, I bet the nav mesh is complete shit though. I'm like, well, it's really not. Like, I test this stuff on stream so you guys can all see it. Like, you can build bases that look like are this grand and complex and that are functional. You can send me a message on Reddit. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me is on Reddit. I'll respond to you on there. So shoot me a message on Reddit. Isn't there a short, fat bunker of that type? Could you possibly work that onto the roof of that possibly? I don't think the roof of this is accessible, is it? Can you get up on the roof? I don't think you can get up onto the roof on this one. But I do have a couple of interesting ideas that we could potentially do. Yeah, shoot me a message on Reddit. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Tell me what you're looking for, and we'll see what we can put together. And then you could say in your mod that I helped, like in the description of your mod, you could put put in there that I helped you build with it. Which would be cool. Good for you, good for me, good for everybody. Helps everybody out. Helps everybody out. Y houses, step houses, station houses. I think L houses are probably going to be the best bet for this. I think I can make a rotation of foundations around this thing. Yeah, I think I can do a several. All right, so we'll place one L house right here and make that accessible from over there. Come up here, they hop up on there. So we need to first do that. This is going to require a little bit more planning than just placing things down and seeing what sticks per se. We're going to drop you right here. And we're going to attach the L house foundation to that. Get rid of you. Fantastic. Okay. So that's there. And then we'll do the storm house. Normal storm house. We'll raise this one up a bit more. Is that not wide enough? Maybe we'll go half and half on that and stack them up. Yeah. All right, so I also want to make sure that the walkways out of sight. Raise this up. We'll raise it up to here. And I'll have another one. Same deal, connect the foundations, because we can always adjust the foundations afterwards once they're on. But right now I'm just trying to get a general shape. All right, so those are there. And we can adjust those afterwards, make these even bigger. From here, we'll do another L house. Excuse me. All right, another L house. And I think we're going to have to do two of them right here. We can do you right there. When do we think Kenshi 2 will come out? I have my guesses, but it's really hard to say a definitive time on that. My going guess is, so my hopeful guess is at the end of this year. My more realistic guess is the end of next year. I think at the latest, it's the end of the year after. But I think a more honest guess is end of next year. But my hopeful guess is the end of this year. But we will see. You know, we will see. All right, so we're going to take these foundations and start raising these up. So this one I'm actually going to keep low. This one I'm going to raise up high. I want you up here. Fantastic. We're going to raise you even higher, I think. And we're going to have like a multi-leveled thing going on here. We're actually going to raise you up just a teensy bit, just a wee. And actually, this was originally connected to the ground, but I think maybe we'll connect this straight up to the fortress. Yeah, that's tight. That's tight. That's going to look good. That's going to look real good. Real good. I think we have to lower it down a little bit. Just a tip. Right there. And then we'll actually back you up here, and we'll have the foundation kind of. Yeah. Good. Okay. I think Kenshi 2 will be in 2028, 2029. I think 2020, like 2027 is a fair guess. But I don't know. You know. I wish I did, but I don't. Never now. Drop our pontoon bridges right here. Does that block your access to that small shack? I mean, I'm getting rid of the shack. The only reason the shack is here was to establish the initial outpost. But now that the outpost is established, I don't need that shack. Anytime you do any kind of building with the Shift F12, if you're building a base that's not for a mod, you need to set up a small shack. Like build a small shack legitimately to establish the outpost. Otherwise, you run into issues with ownership and claiming and persistence and stuff. Yeah, you run into some problems otherwise. I think I need to use this normal pontoon. Over here. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, let's do some micro adjustments on these. Now that we have these established here, fantastic. We may have to put another one down. Oh, actually, you know, we can just move this over like that. It should be fine. I'll have to put a little something right there to fill that gap in, but like other than that, it's really not that bad. Really not that bad. Hero, I made a mod where I added a small chance of a skeleton appearing amongst a group of starving vagrants and hungry bandits. Since they're weak, I can try recruiting extra skeletons through the slave buying method. What do you think of the idea? According to Kenshi lore, could lost skeletons join weak bandits? Yeah, I would give them a unique dialogue if you're feeling up to it. To basically like give them unique dialogue. Basically, give them broken CPUs. Make them a little glitchy, a little batshit, a little jittery, not all their kind of deal, you know. I'd make them a little yumpy, make them a little yumpy, little off, little odd. But I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be a cool idea. Okay, so move you over just a tick. Good, we've got those there. I need to adjust you, my little pontoon bridge friend. Fantastic. We've got this right here, and then I also have to work on getting the foundation set up around here as well. But we can also actually probably put some legitimate buildings down in some of these spots. I wonder, can I attach these after they're down? Is that a thing I can do? Farmhouse. House. Nope. Nope, can't be done. But that's a cool idea. That's an interesting idea that you could potentially attach those afterwards. Something to consider. These do have a limit on the height, though. I can see that. Good to know. Good to know. Um, can do, however, is drop some pontoon bridges. We do love a good pontoon bridge. Normal size ones, 2 should do for up here. A little bit so I can grab them. Go. All right, and we'll move you into position right there. Okay, so pontoon bridges are up. Now we need to make platforms and walkways to get up to the various spots and location. So we need stairs. So let's get some stairs moving. Stairs. These ones will probably actually just go like normal stairs, provided that it lets me, and it's not going to be stupid. That's actually not terrible. Yeah, that's actually not terrible. Those into position. If you could use a longhouse foundation leading to a watchtower, where that shack is, I don't know how well you can fill the longhouse foundation in though. I'm sure I could figure it out. We'll figure it out. But that sounds like a good idea. I'm for it. I'm for it. By God, I'm for it. All right, so stairs are there. We got stairs going up. Fantastic. God damn it, we got clankers too. We got clankers too. Oof. Let's get rid of that crap. There's damn bots, man. I gotta ban that specific fucking word. What it is. I gotta like go in and ban that specific word. All right. Stairs, same deal. We're just gonna place stairs all throughout here. My eyeball. What I may have to do a little bit of tweaking on. I should be able to. Same with this one. I'm gonna have to do a teensy bit of tweaking on this one, but that's no big deal. No big deal at all. And then right there, how are we gonna get up there? That's the other question. How do we want to get up? We'll do the walkway right from. See how this looks. Get this. Get these stairs over here. Bring them up a tiny bit. Drop them down. Boom. That platform is now accessible. We need to drop this down a tiny bit. Just a teens. That platform should now be accessible. We'll move this over too. All right, so those should be accessible now. Although actually I think I want to scooch this over a bit so it's not quite so. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then you drop you down. You should be accessible. Rotate the actual HQ just a tiny bit and actually scooch it over. Have it be in the middle of the platform. Bring it over and actually drop it down a bit because it is a bit high. Drop it down just a bit right there. Love that. Now we still have to cover this side, which is doable. We'll get to that. But there's that. Now, as for you, this one might not function right away. We're going to have to do some testing on that, but it should be okay, but it may not function perfectly right away. We may have to do some adjustments. Now, let's connect a couple of other buildings that we want to use for things like a watchtower. You can always use a watchtower. Bring the watchtower up, scooch it over, scooch it back. And now we got to fill that gap in as well. Although I think actually it might behoove me to rotate that, but we'll see. Watchtower foundation, drop that, love it. Every time you place something so nicely, my brain just goes save, 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 save. I should save, you're right. You're right, you're right, I should save. You're totally right. Okay, I mean we are making some serious progress. This thing's looking real nice. Sweet babies. Speaking of removal, let's get rid of bang there. Fantastic. Okay, so let's work on some more foundations. Drop some more foundations down. More foundations, everybody. More foundations. All right, L house. See if we can drop not an L house, long house. See if we can drop a long house somewhere. Long house foundation. All right. Even you out. This could actually act as a good way to fill in the gaps over here. Let's see if we can make this. Put you right there. A little bit more rotation. Slide this over. Right there, I think would be good. Then maybe actually raise it up even a little bit more. But I am curious as to how high the raised foundation will go. I don't think it'll go that much higher. And that should be good. All right, so let's hit the foundation and see how that looks. Foundation, longhouse, drop that right there. Good. Delete the longhouse. And okay, actually, that is not bad. And we can put a connector or a set of stairs or something right here, or even come down through right here. And that would actually look really, really good. And then we can drop another watchtower or a building in the back here. We can drop another watchtower or something back here. Although it may not go far enough back yet, which means we may have to drop another storm house or something. But or we, no, because we need to fill in this section here. So what else can we? What else can we put there? That's the question. That's the big question on everyone's mind. And by everyone, I mean me. We'll see if we can fit another longhouse there again. Yeah. Recam mode fucked me up. Where'd it go? An aneurysm. Okay. All right. Drop this down again. Raise this up. That looks pretty thick and cool. We may be able to drop this down. Up just a little bit. We'll have a small incline on this one. Go higher, actually. I mean, we could go higher. That would be cool. But I think that we'd run into an issue of the foundation not being tall enough. Maybe lower is probably a good idea. Yeah, lower is probably a smarter idea. And then we can finish it off over here with a tower. Fantastic. Thank you for the follow. Holy shit, I found you online. I watch your YouTube all the time. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Much appreciated, my friend. I'm glad that you enjoyed the content, and I'm glad you were able to make it. All right, we're going to have to adjust that. That's for sure. Jesus. I think it's floating in the air. A wild hero has been found. It's true. Can confirm. Can confirm a wild hero has in fact been found. Has been located. All right, let's drop the foundation down. And I think we can make do with that. I think that's good. So we'll drop the foundation on you. Drop the longhouse over here. Good. Remove this longhouse. And then we just got to fill in these foundations, add the stairs in, drop the... hold on, we got to raise this up a teensy bit. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, we're in really good shape right now. Really good shape right now. Once these are filled in, we've got a nice multi-tiered fortress here. Just stumbled across it. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I love to see. Stumbling across the stream. That's what I live for. That's what I long for. Stumbling. No, it's always cool when you find like someone organically like that. It's always fun. I found Frankie like that on Twitch. That was how I found Frankie. I had seen him post on the like on the Kenshi subreddit a few times, but the way that I actually like got in contact with him for the first time was just watching. I was scrolling through Twitch and I found him on Twitch and I was like, oh shit, this is that Frankie guy that everyone talks about. And now we're buddies. now we're buddies. Now we help each other out with random stuff. It's always weird how that works, isn't it? All right. Is the foundation, if I drop a large foundation, going to be enough for this right here? Because this looks hella good, in my opinion. Hella good. Foundation, watchtower. Is it going to be big enough? It's a little crooked, but like there's a little bit of a clip there. But honestly, it's kind of manageable. I'm kind of for it. I'm okay with it. Okay, yeah, I think we've reached a solid fucking point on this. Oy vey. Looking real good. I think we're gonna start dropping torches. That's what we're gonna start doing. Best part of any base build is dropping torches. Everybody knows that. Don't let anybody tell you different. Let's start dropping torches here in a minute. We also got to get infrastructure figured out, like production and whatnot. But you know, that's part of it. That's part of it. All right, so now doing this portion, this is going to be the part that's a pain in my ass, but should be okay. Actually, you know, we're low enough that it shouldn't really matter. We could probably use the big one and just clip it through the bottom of the HQ, and it won't really matter too much. There. And then I got the lore guy in front of me and I know what to ask. Ask any question you want. No, there's no bad questions. Any question you want, ask away. I'm more than happy to try my best to answer it. Although there are some things that I just don't know. Some things that I just don't know. But I'll tell you if I don't know, you know, or I'll try to figure something out based on what I do know. But yeah, there's no bad question. Do you think the skeletons have different vision modes depending on which eye? That's an interesting question. Dude, that'd be really cool as hell. What if they have like a night vision or like an infrared or anything like that? Be cool as hell. I doubt it. I doubt it, but I think it's more or less just like multiple modes of intaking information because I don't think their eyes function the same way as humans in the sense that they can like look around, like they can't move their eye, right? And so they have multiple eyes that are just basically lenses that take in information from different angles because they don't have the ability to move their eye. Because if you've seen the skeleton eye model, it's almost like a cylinder with a cap on it. It doesn't look like they can move it around like an eyeball. So it's probably just for a better field of vision, to be honest with you. But the idea of them having like infrared or like night vision is kind of fire. Kind of fire. Like a phone camera. Exactly. 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 Different zooms, maybe different zoom types or different angles or different fields of view, stuff like that. But I don't necessarily think it's different like vision modes like night vision and stuff. But oh boy. Oh boy. Pontoon bridge. There we go. Oof, man, we're getting late. I'm getting tired. Sorry though, we're gonna finish this out. I'm into it. I'm into it and we're gonna finish it out. Because it's the right thing to do. Depth perception, maybe. Yeah, like yeah, I think depth perception is probably a good like one of the reasons for. I think it's one of the potential reasons for it. I don't necessarily think it's like the reason, but I think it's one of the potential reasons for it. Depth perception, better field of vision in general, like just a whole host of things. Better resolution, you know, zooming in. You know, it doesn't fully fit the shape of the L, but honestly, I'm kind of okay with it. I think it looks fire. All right, and then we just need stairs to get up to these two spots, and then we are good to go. This looks absolutely badass. My God. My God, this is probably one of the coolest bases that I've ever built. My Lord. Why are there seemingly no explosives in present-day Kenshi period? So the out-of-lore explanation is that the Ogre engine doesn't support proper particle effects. Even the fire in Kenshi is they're just like transparent images. But the out-of-game solution, I mean the in-game solution, like the in-lore solution, is they either don't have the tech anymore, or they lack the materials to make them, or they lack the knowledge to make them. Though explosives and stuff were seemingly used at one point during the First Empire. Um, you know, and then obviously there's the explosion in the grid that caused the famine during the Second Empire that I've theorized is like a nuclear explosion. But I think a lot of it comes down to just like technology as a whole has degraded. Maybe they don't have the ability to properly get to the types of materials needed to formulate or create those explosions. Um, though they do have the ability to make fuel, so there is that. It also may be one of those things where like explosives and explosions are present on Kenshi. We just can't see them in game as a byproduct of engine limitations. Similar to, I've talked about population before. I've talked about a few other things. The limitations of Kenshi's engine present an interesting problem where sometimes you have to kind of forget, like you have to kind of suspend your like what you're looking for. You have to approach it with the idea and understanding that like there's limitations to what they can give you. So that could also be a potential situation where like the explosives and stuff actually do still exist in Kenshi, but they're just they can't. It doesn't translate into gameplay. Um, it could be like something along those lines. Right. Stairs. Last part. Maybe the Skellies banished explosives in a literal way after Stobe. I mean maybe, but like if we follow my recent theory about the skeleton civil war, I don't imagine the ones that were trying to wipe out humans were that willing to give up their boomsticks. I don't think they were that quite willing. So again, I think it just could be either like a lost technology thing or it's a suspension of um game mechanics, that kind of thing. I think it's one of those two. It's probably the best idea for it. I was thinking of a comic. I was thinking for a comic is the bottom two eyes are for normal vision and the top one is for information. Oh, excuse me. In the comic, Igor's leg gives up for a second and Tin Fist catches it and takes advantage. Interesting. That'd be a cool idea. Fun theory that is completely unfounded. The Shek as a whole nation eradicate anyone using bombs because they find it to be the highest dishonorable sin of combat, slowly killing the knowledge. That would be that. So that would be funny because what is it? The Shek like are all about their like honorable combat and all that crap. They want one-on-one combat or death and honorable battle. I imagine they would find explosives incredibly rude, incredibly wrong. I don't think they'd appreciate them one bit. I don't think they'd appreciate them one bit. Probably not. Probably not. That's funny. That is funny. All right. Is there any other build? Oh shit! Took a screenshot. That's not what I meant to do. No, it is not. Are there any other buildings that I want to drop down right now in this area? But I think this looks pretty fucking good. Let's start dropping some torches. Let's save it and start dropping some torches. It's torch time. So think this guy fires a crossbow bolt that turns a guy into pink mist. like explosive crossbow bolts. I'd be for it. I would use an explosive crossbow bolt. Strap a hand grenade to a crossbow, fire away. Get it done. I beg your finest pardon, smooth skin. Fun. Where we at? Large torch post. Love it. Okay. Oh, shit. I gotta save and reload, don't I? Because a lot of this stuff isn't, Yeah, I gotta save and reload. Fine, I suppose. Wait for the save. I gotta test that wall anyway. Load. Alright. Hopefully we don't crash. Ugh. Oh, man. Oh, we gotta check the nav mesh, too. See how that's going. Check the nav mesh. On a developmental note, balancing explosives and firearms in Kenshi would be very difficult. I think firearms, the way to balance it is to make them high damage, but with ridiculous reload time. Like, the idea being that in a reasonable fight, you're only going to get... Skeleton Bandit's squad has been removed from Iron HQ. That's weird. I don't know why that is. Anyway, that's weird. Very weird. Very strange. Iron HQ is like way down here. That's fucking weird. Anyway, yeah, so like the idea is that like before combat you might get 1 or 2 shots off and then it immediately goes into root and tooty, point and shooty. Look at the Star Wars mod pack. Yeah. But like the thing with the blasters is that armor can obviously mitigate that because it drops down the amount of damage that the blasters do. But aside from that, they have high reload times. I mean, they have like quick reload times on some of them. I think if you made them like flintlock, where it's like you fire 1 shot off, the accuracy isn't very good, and it has a high reload time. But if you hit, it's gonna hurt. I think that's a good way to do it. And then it has like a long reload time, which balances it out because then, obviously, like the characters will get swarmed with melee fighters, and if the AI is improved a bit, it'll help too. If someone's shooting off a gun, maybe people target that character specifically because they're the range fighters. If you have a foundation like the watchtower that's bothering you, couldn't you flip one? Jesus Christ, excuse me. It's not bothering me that much. It's not that bad. It's just right there. You really won't see it because of the way that the ground is. It doesn't bother me. Usually it would bother me, but in this particular instance, it doesn't, just because of the sheer complexity of the base. It doesn't really bother me. All right, Sekiro, get up here. Let's make sure all the nav mesh is working. Everything's looking good so far. Okay, so this one's got some issues. We're gonna have to fix that. No big deal. These big stairs, we're gonna have to adjust those. Those are not working currently. Totally fine on that. I think if we adjust this pontoon bridge here to be up a little bit higher, it won't be a problem. And that should fix that. So there's that. These stairs are working fine. These are working fine. Nav mesh here, everything's working fine. Yeah, everything seems to, the nav mesh seems to be working fine. Now that this wall is not being a pain in my ass, let's see if this works. Okay, all good so far. Stairs all work. Yeah, everything works. Nav mesh is almost entirely functional. There's that one issue on the stairs, but that'll be fixed with the next reload. This place is entirely navigable. You can go everywhere on this base. 100% navigable. 100% navigable. Fantastic. Everything works. Ha! All the buildings interiors work too, which is really cool. The ones that are jammed in the walls, stuff like that, they all work too. Camera's a little funky, but that's fine. No big deal on that. Yeah, everything works. Everything works. I hope Kenshi 2 has pre-built base blueprints and the ability to save and share layouts. Me too. That'd be really cool. That would be really cool. But yeah, this entire thing is navigable, is nav mesh. That's really fucking cool. Oof. Ooh. All right, now's my favorite part. Torch time. Torch time. Large torch post. Thank you. Dropping torches, and I'm going to be dropping a hell of a lot of them. That nav mesh, I can't seem to fix it with walls. This is probably the most intense base I think I've built. It's just funny because I feel like I say that every time I build a base, but I made it this time. Right there. That's good. Right there. There. In front of every door of that. 2 in front of every door makes everything look good. Them's the rules, everybody. 1 or 2 torches by every door. Makes everything look good. All the corners. Ah, dude, I'm so stoked about getting screenshots of this bitch. Ooh, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look really good. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna post it in the Discord, on Reddit, and all that stuff. It's gonna be real good. I need to come up with a name, guys. While I'm placing torches, I need you guys as my loyal audience help come up with a name for this place, because I have to remake the thumbnail for the build playlist. So I have to have a name for it. Part of it. Gotta have a name. I've also got to decorate it a bit. We need to have like traders benches and stuff like that, but we can make some good looking stuff. Good looking stuff. Kalazar. Interesting. Good name. I like it. I like it. Oh, we got another building here. Love that. I used to write books and stuff. I'm currently writing a book, actually. Fun fact. Fun fact about your friendly neighborhood Dave / hero. He's also writing a book, though my book is taking a little bit more time than expected to finish because the last 10 chapters are really fucking killing me. But you know, that's the nature of these things. Looking really good. Looking really good. I'm on chapter 34 of 41 on my book, and the last 34 of 41, 42, somewhere in there, is the expected finisher, and my god. You know, I saw you streaming, expected this chat to have hundreds of people in it. So fun fact about that, actually. I don't know what happened with the algorithm. I don't know what happened. YouTube did a change, and my streams suddenly dropped dramatically. A month ago, I had 300 people every stream, between 200 and 300 people every stream, and then out of nowhere, my numbers just dropped dramatically in terms of the stream content. Something happened with the algorithm. YouTube made some kind of update, and suddenly I just stopped. I do know that Kenshi content as a whole right now is just in a really rough spot, so that's part of it. But yeah, I went from having between 200 and 300 people every single stream for like 2-3 straight months to just like I usually hover somewhere between 30 and 60 now, which is weird. It's fine. You know, it's not the end of the world. I'm not like throwing a fit about it or anything like that, but I did notice that it is weird. So pop when Kenshi 2 comes out. Hopefully. I do think that I've positioned my channel's positioned in a good spot where like when Kenshi 2 drops, I'll probably be one of the first places that a lot of people go to. I'm gonna be streaming it day one. Like the minute it comes out, I'm fucking on it. I'll be streaming it all day. My wife and I already talked about it. She's like, "No, when Kenshi 2 drops, you've got the day." She's like, "I'll take the kids. You just go do that." So, oof, magoof. Okay, torches have been placed. Now we gotta do some defenses. Gotta do some defenses. We're gonna do we're just gonna do normal mounted crossbows. I think. I don't want to do anything that's gonna cost power right now. Love that. Drop some of these. Those. There. 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 Back house. Go right there, since you can actually get up on top of that building. Pretty sure you are on the watch list for people who might get to play it early. Uh, I hope so. I hope so. I mean I know that Lo-Fi like watches my stuff. Like I know that like some of them pop in and watch my stuff. They've commented on my stuff over the years. Um, so who knows? I hope so. I hope so. It would be pretty cool if I got early access, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it per se. I'm just gonna if it happens, it happens, and that'd be pretty fucking sick. If it happens, it happens, and that'd be pretty fucking cool. But I'm not going to like count on it per se because I also don't know if if they do that kind of thing. I don't know if they do that kind of thing. But it'd be mighty cool if they did. Lo-Fi, if you're listening, it'd be mighty cool if you did. Oh man, so what would your advice be for a brand new run where the goal is to have a fortress base so I don't reload? I mean, it depends on what kind of faction you're doing and all that stuff. I don't know why. I just feel it's meant to. I just feel it's the way it's meant to be played. Everyone does runs over. Um, you should. You should get. I see reels and shorts about Kenshi from you daily. That's because I put out reels and shorts about Kenshi daily. I was talking about this earlier. Actually, it's really funny. Um, I have it set up in a very strategic way where I drop a short every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I stream Sunday through Thursday. I take Friday, Saturday off of streaming, but you still get a short on Friday, and then I'm dropping Kenshi Coliseum videos on Saturday, and then I drop my lore content and any other videos that I do on Monday, on either Sunday or Monday. So I have it arranged that you get some kind of content from me, almost at least, whether it be a short, a live stream, or a video, every single day. I've had it set up that way for months. And it's worked out very, very well. But you guys get something from me every single day, basically, with the occasional exception. Sometimes things come up, but yeah. I'm doing a series right now called Kenshi Coliseum, where I'm basically doing pitting characters against each other in a coliseum. The usual like Tin Fist versus Catlon, that kind of thing. Except I'm adding some more cinema to it. So I'm doing like announcers. I built like a giant coliseum that I'm using for it. There's like there's announcements. There's more cinematography, camera shake, motion blur. Although admittedly the last one I went a little overboard with the camera shake and motion blur. I've had mixed reactions on it, but that's fine. Still learning. It's only the second one. Still figuring out what works and what doesn't with this series. But yeah, I'm doing those. So two of them are out now. They're out now. Okay, we need to think about industry, mining, all of that stuff. Get that and power. We need to think about power too. Solar panels are probably the best way to go. I bet you can make a badass RP series in Kenshi, really make a story. I'm actually working on. I have a large scale project that I'm working on right now. That I've been working on for like 2 months, but I had to finish up a couple of other projects before I could do it in earnest. I'm doing a Kenshi anthology series is in the form of a machinima, so an in-game anthology series. It's fully voice acted. I have all the voice actors for the first episode already done. Script is fully written. I just have to actually like finish putting it together and do that. Lines have all been recorded. A couple things we have to change in terms of like we have to fix in terms of the lines, but like it's pretty much in its final working towards its final state. It's all ready to be done. It just needs to be put together now. So I am working on like on a voice acted Kenshi Machinima series. Like I said, I have a good handful of voice actors involved, all that stuff. Good handful of voice actors involved. I have 6 voice actors involved, and I'm not one of them. I'm not doing any voices in this. I am not one of the voice actors. I just wanted to specify on that because, like, I'm trying to avoid having to do any of the voices in any of the anthology series episodes because I want to give other creators an opportunity to, like, get their name out there. I don't need the I don't know if clout's the right word for it, but like I don't need that. I'm already producing it. It's gonna like all that stuff. I wrote it. I produced it. I want to give like smaller creators and voice actors and stuff an opportunity to have something they can put on their resume. I don't need it, So I am not one of the voices in there. All right, let's drop a couple more power supplies around here. Yeah, I want to give other content creators the opportunity to have something they can throw on their resume, whether they be independent voice actors, content creators, whoever they are. But yeah. Okay, and next we need to do mining. Quarries. We can get a quarry down here. Are you doing the machinima yourself? Because there's this guy, Asian fanboy, that does pitch perfect Kenshi animations, and would be lovely to see a collab between the two of you. I've had I've had like intermediated conversations between Asian fanboy and myself. We've talked in comment sections. He's friends with Pato. I'm friends with Pato. Obviously, we run the podcast together. Him and Pato talk more frequently than I do. Pato's voice acted in a few of his projects. Um, it hasn't fully come up. I am currently doing the machinima myself because I want to do it in game, like in the in-game engine. It affords me more freedom. However, I would like to do some kind of a collaboration with Asian Fanboy at some point. But like I said, he's in my comment sections a lot. We've talked through Pato a few times. We've talked on he watches the podcast. Um, you know, he's in the podcast audience sometimes. I think he was actually in the podcast audience last episode. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure last episode Asian Fanboy was in the audience chatting with Pato and I. So, you know, if anybody's interested in chatting with him at some point, the podcast is a good opportunity to potentially do so. Just throwing that out there. I don't like that one. Yeah. You know, this is actually really cool because I kind of feel like I'm talking to somebody that I would consider to be famous today. Is a good day past my written driver's test. On the first try, found you on Twitch. What a good day. Hell yeah, my dude. Hell yeah. Celebrate. Automated ore drill. Straighten this thing out a little bit. It's really stupid looking right now. I'm gonna have to do it manually. That's annoying. That's annoying. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm totally not mad about it. It's fine. I'm totally not mad. We're actually gonna switch over the stone mine to something that doesn't look so janky. That looks better. I'm gonna have to manually adjust that too, though, because it doesn't look janky in terms of its actual model, but it looks janky as hell in terms of its positioning. That's for sure. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. All right, let's go. Rotate you so you're a bit straighter. Drop you down so that way there's not anything floating. Looks good. Okay, so there's that. We've got ore. We've got stone. What else do we need? We need food. We should probably think about food. How do we want to do food? There's not many animals around here, if I recall. Not a ton of animals around here, so we may actually have to consider food. Although I could always just say that we run hydroponics and just let it be that, you know? Here. We'll do this. Excuse me. We'll do hydroponics in here, and we'll just call it a day on that. Up. There we go. There we go. There we go. I don't know where I want to build a base. Which place has the easiest raids? Easiest raids? Shem. I mean, Shem's usually the go-to. If you're looking for an easy place to build, Shem's usually the go-to. I tend to avoid Shem myself because I don't like the easy raids. But if you're looking for like easy raids, and all of that, Shem's a good place to go. Shem's not half bad. But I also think that Shem is just overplayed. I think a lot of people base in Shem, and I try to find areas that are more difficult myself. But I also won't knock it because like it's actually like it's a good place to build. It's got a lot of good terrain, good resources, easy raids. It's not a bad place to build. I get it. I get it. All right, last thing we need to do is we need to decorate this place so it doesn't look so goddamn bare. Because right now, a lot of the like floors and stuff just look really fucking bare, really really bare. And then after that, we'll be done. And we're all done. It's all over. We're done. Exterior market stalls. Market stalls. We love market stalls. Oh, I'm an interior edit mode. Get rid of that. Get out of there. It's not what we want. There we go. All right, market stalls. Let's fill this place up. All right, let's hit some of these areas. Some of you love these. Fantastic. We'll drop some back here. Of that. It'll be my first base, really. I've tried 3 times and got smacked each time. Basing takes some getting used to. It takes some getting used to. Figuring out what you need to have prepped. Like, putting down roots in Kenshi is one of those things where you really want to, you really want to make sure you're prepared before you do it. A lot of people tend to not realize how prepared you have to be, but like you should really be prepared when you're setting up your base in terms of like how many people you have in your squad, you know, what each of their roles are, having enough stuff to get food production started as early as possible, getting research done. One of the good options to do is to buy a building inside the town, get your research done while you're still inside the safety of a town, and then go from there and you know, start your build once you've got some research pre-established. Yeah, also make a kill box. Make a kill box, at least until you're more accustomed and comfortable to like defending your base, because that's another thing. Like after a while, defending your base becomes not as complex, not as difficult, admittedly. But initially, defending your base is really fucking difficult, and you can almost like make it a passive endeavor defending your base by just making a good kill box. So always would recommend the kill box. Solid tactic, solid tactic. Now I've got to decorate my base. It's going to take me another month. I'm sorry, Raiden. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Remember, don't make it where they can shoot each other in the heads with the turrets. Yeah, that's... Yep, that's the other thing. Friendly fire is a bitch. Be careful about that. This place is going to look fire at night. I've also got to get screenshots when we're done. We're done decorating. These market stalls set up. I had 15 roughly, just with combat stats around 10. Had the material armor turrets built. Material armor turrets built by the hub got fucked. Yeah, yep, that'll do it. I wouldn't recommend starting a base until you've got at least a couple guys with stats in the 20s and 30s, and then depending on where you base, it's still not going to be enough because like you have to worry about like in the border zone, for instance. You're going to get swarmed by the bread weebs, and the bread weebs, while not particularly damaging in terms of their individual stats, they come at you with fucking numbers, man. They come at you with so many numbers. There's so many of them. It's unhinged how many of them there are. And so like that's gonna be a problem. You got to worry about the bread weebs. Yeah. If you make 10 or 15 turrets, you'll be fine. Yeah, 10 or 15 normal normal crossbow turrets, and you could be okay. You could be good. You could be good. Yeah, man. The bread weebs, they don't play around. We don't mess with the bread weebs. And why we don't mess with the bread weebs? I mean, I don't like them, and I kill them on site. Needs to be done. I hate them, and I kill them on site because they annoy the shit out of me. Filthy bread weebs. All right, market stalls are up. Place is looking a little bit more lively. A little bit more lively. We still got to do a couple of more things, though, I think, in order to really set this. Oh, you know what we could do? We could throw this pontoon bridge here. This little crane. I can't fucking talk. This quarry crane. Jesus Christ, man. I can say words. I promise. Spit it out, boy. I know. Literally, my God. That's how you know that my night's coming. I'm getting close to the end here because I'm starting to stutter. Starting to stutter. Oh, those are exterior doors. Not worried about those. Prisoner cages. I ain't worried much about that right now. No, I think honestly we may be good. Things are looking fine. I think things are looking fine. We've got the materials. We've got stuff. I mean, things are looking good. Oh right, hold on. I gotta reactivate my UI mask and then do that. Motherfucker. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think we may be done, guys. Things are looking great. Fully navigable. We know that it's fully navigable, which is cool. Yeah, this thing's looking beastly. Absolutely beastly. All right, so I'm gonna get some screenshots now. That's part of it. So you guys are gonna see me flying around real fast to get some angles and shit. Get those screenshots. We gotta get everything that we need from that. Damn, it's so late that it's actually early. I'm so cooked tomorrow. Yeah. I'm fucking beat, man. I am fucking beat. Straight up. Dude, this is a crazy build. This is a crazy build. Good stuff. Good stuff. I should wait for the screenshot thing to move so it doesn't accidentally cause me to have that double there. There we go. There we go. So if you were walking on the street, this is what you'd see. That's pretty fire. Pretty dang fire. The irony that you can hear the fire in the back when I said that. Right. Oof. Crooked camera action. What region are you in? I am between the unwanted zone, Stobe's Garden, and the pits. Over on the far eastern side of the map. Place I've never been. There's a couple places in Kenshi that I've only been to like one time or in passing. It's there's gonna be a couple places during your time on Kenshi that you just personally never really go to. You just don't vibe with it. It's not for you. All right, now I need one specifically for the screenshot, which I mean for the thumbnail, which I think is gonna be this one because this one kind of encapsulates the entire thing. Ah, so fucking good, dude. So good. It's so fucking cool. So good. And let's grab another one over here, and then I think we can probably call it from here. Is there anywhere else we want to get one? Maybe like right. Nice, nice, nice. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna save it. And this is that. I think we are at the end of the stream for the eve, which is cool. Because I'm fucking exhausted. I have to get up tomorrow. Guys, listen, for everybody that's on, we do have an episode of the podcast tomorrow, the Tengu's Vault podcast. That is at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on the Tengu's Vault podcast channel. Myself and Petastrophe are doing episode 5, where we're going to be talking about the Second Empire. So we've officially made it through the First Empire, the Age of Chaos, and now we're talking about the Second Empire. So it's going to be a crazy episode. The Second Empire is an area of the lore that we probably know the most about. Well, one of the areas of lore that we know the most about, and it's also one of the areas that has the most speculation about it. And when you take into consideration all the revelations that we had in the last episode of the podcast, talking about Catlan potentially being the inspiration for Okran, and all of that stuff that came up, it's gonna be a crazy episode. So we will see you guys tomorrow again, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Tengu's Vault podcast channel. Hope to see you guys there. Yeah, and that's all I got. That's all I got. And then tomorrow night I'll be streaming not Kenshi. I'll be streaming Elden Ring with Muffin as I do every Thursday. We're gonna be working on Elden Ring with Muffin. So short stream tomorrow as we hang out with Muffin and do all that stuff. And I will see you guys all again tomorrow afternoon and then tomorrow evening. So as always, everybody, use your powers for good instead of evil. Make a difference in somebody's life. And thank you very, very much for stopping over and hanging out with me. This has been one of the coolest bases I've ever built. Really fucking good stuff. Super proud of it. Raiden, you should be proud of yourself for coming up with that foundation technique. That's badass, my guy. You've officially changed the meta. Things are only going to get crazier from here. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping.